Hey guys, what's going on? I've found my pawn here, and welcome back to Across the Obelisk. Since we last left off, we did Magnus Tier 3 with Grulki, Sylvie, Wilbur, and Malukah, and now we're going to do Part 2. So, without further ado, let's just get into things and see what happens, because we got quite a bit to do today. So, before we begin, and before we continue on with what we've been doing, I will need to actually explain a few things. First and foremost, to those of you who are aware, I did unfortunately end up skipping last stream. So I'm going to be making it up today by doing a double stream, or at least that's the plan. I'm not sure how long these streams are going to be going for, but I'm going to finish this run, and then I'll be doing the next run once I have a small little break. So, we're just going to keep going until we finish this game, and then we'll be good to go. So to start out with, let's level up everybody. If I do recall correctly, I went with the Bloody perk for Grulki to minimize bleed damage. We also went with Ranged Mastery for Sylvie. Wilbur was, I do believe, Voltaic Arc. And Malukah was Healing Brew, because we need more healing. So that is going to be our gimmick, and we're going to follow that to the end. I do believe we are going to go over to the Fisherman's Hut, take out that boss, I do believe. We'll then go to Strange Rock Formations and just make our way down. Either I'm going to take the Waterfall Ledge and go to the Current Rises, or I can go to the Temple Ruins. I think it might be better if I go to the Current Rises, though. But I digress. Let's see. Combat starts. All heroes suffer Sanctify. All monsters gain Holy damage, it seems. And they also got Holy Resistance. Considering we don't use a lot of Holy, I think we can manage that. We'll just get more Golden Shards. That's usually the gimmick here. Alright, let's see if he can handle this. Knowing our luck, it's going to be hard to say, but really depends on how much attacks we can get off, really. And of course, if we don't die, that is. That is another thing that we have to take into account. Alright, let us start with, I guess, Reckless Charge to get rid of Changed Weapon. And then we pummel the heck out of this man. For Massive Bleed. Okay. Yeah, I need Malukah to heal, though. Or at least try to provide healing. Okay. Song of Celerity, Vigilance, Chant of Accuracy, Camouflage to draw 1, Multi-Shots. There we go. Got some big bleeds going. Malukah is really suffering now, so we're going to need to heal her up like crazy. Healing Rain. Let us get a Shadow Mend off. I think that's the most we can do for her, though, unfortunately, but at the very least we got a big regeneration for her next. Okay, let us do Rain. AC Veins can be applied to Grulki. We will be slowing him down, though, if we do this. So I think it's in our best interest to leave that alone for now. We'll get mirror images going, at least. And let's see. Transform ice into wet. Yeah, there's nothing really good there. But we'll deal the damage regardless. There we go. And as much as I hate it, I think it's in our best interest to ice him up, get some barrier going. Besides, looks like he's doing rather well, despite the fact, which is good. Alright, Flanking Strike and Impale. I think it's in our best interest to Impale, Flanking Strike, and intercept with Malukah, strictly so she doesn't die, or at least has the risk of dying anyways. Okay, let's get chance of accuracy going. Alright, I can get a... If I get a camouflage going... No, I'm gonna need burning shot, I think, here. This will deal about 40-ish damage. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that brings him to death. There we go, just get that quick shot going, just for the extra chance. Big damage is coming out. Hopefully nobody dies, but it looks like 2 of us died. Great. Not so fun. Ah, pain. I should have focused the Stormbringers. And we are basically cleared. Yeah, let's retry the combat. Ah, that's painful. That is very painful. Okay, yeah, no, the storm damage is really ruining us. Oh, this is painful. Okay, let's reveal 2 weapons. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got Flanking Strike. Let us get rid of Reckless Charge for now. In order for us to benefit the most, I guess it's Impale. And we are going to pummel the Stormbringer to start with. There we go. We need to at least bring one of the Stormbringers down, because they are the AoE that's going to kill us, basically. Song of Celerity will speed us up. Vigilance will help. Get Chant of Accuracy. Camouflage. Multi-shot, as we do. Now we got Focus Stormbringer if we can. Healing Rain. Vitalize. Innervate. Shadow Mend. Sylvie's looking a bit worse for wear, unfortunately, but it's not like I can do much to stop it. Alright, let's do a Rain. And I guess we double Geyser here. That'll bring him to Death Door. We'll then buff up Sylvie just a smidgen. Get her shield to a bit of a higher standard. Okay, the Stormbringer here is probably going to get an Electrocute off, which is not fun. But it's not like we can do much about it. Alright, let's double down on the Flanking Strike. We'll get an Intercept going for Malukah. Vigorous. Okay, pain. Pain. Okay, there goes Sylvie. Rip. Well, I can't really stop that now. Yeah, no, this is really difficult. Pain. No, we're gonna lose. Well, no, I don't think we're gonna win this, as I expected, to be honest. Nah, our quest ends here, unfortunately. We don't get anything special out of this, but hey, we did the best we could. So we're gonna retry that, or at least to a degree. What can I do to change this? I think the biggest issue is that I'm going with... Yeah, I went with the Fury deals more damage to Grulki. That was one of the factors here. In addition, I didn't have any good block. But then again, I know my limits here. I'm not good with these guys, to be honest. Or at the very least, I'm not good with Grulki and Malukah, I think. So here is what we're going to do, I think. Unfortunately, while we're 10 minutes in, we're just going to have to go with somebody else. So we're going to go with the OG group for this time around. We'll go Reginald, Magnus, Andrin, and whatnot. As for what we're going to give them, we're just going to give Magnus the buffers there. We'll give him a buffer for Fire Cold Lightning there. Do we want him Rage Duty? Not really. What can I do for him? I know there's a few ways I can go about this. Well, let's see. What do we got? We've got Initial Energy. We've got Speed. Fast. Let's get some initial energy. Let us boost that by a bit more by giving him +1 energy at round 2. Let us get... We've got 2 more points, so we can invest that somewhere. Let's see. Let me check the cards, actually. Tome of Knowledge cards, weapons... I can go with Thorns, Sharp... Really depends. What is that AoE that I normally use that gives toughness? There's Fast Forward, or Push Forward I could get. It gives us a boost to speed, at least. But I think there's like another one that I can use that gives like an AoE coverage somewhat. What was it? Yeah, Citadel's nice. It's not there, though. Here we go, Battle Shout. Powerful, Reinforce, and Vitality. Okay, in that case, I'm going to get Vitality boost and a Powerful boost. Alright, that is Magnus set up. Andrin is next. We're going to boost up his initial energy, do the same here. So that way they have crazy insane energy. I do believe the usual build is to get Sharp and whatnot. Let's see, do we want increased damage with piercing, or do we want to not lose charges? I think I want 1.5 charges here. And if I can, I'd like to get somebody else in the group to get the permanency there. But if I can't, then I can't. I'm not going to complain. Okay, we got 2 more points left to spend. What exactly do I want to spend those on, though? Let me check. Let's see what we got for Tome of Knowledge stuff for Rangers. Let's see. There's Bleed, there's Evasion, Poison if I really want to. So I could just double down on the Poison Bleed build and rock that. That is an option. I can focus in on Sharp if I really want to. But I'm probably not going to do the burnable chance of accuracy now. I'm probably just going to get one of those passive things that just stacks up every time I use it. So camouflage is probably going to be a staple. Let's see. I could apply marks. That's basically overall damage on a target. There's Sharpening Knife. I could go Sharpening Knife now that I think about it. That'd be a pretty good card. It'd be a pretty good staple, no less. There's Toxic Rain, which would apply Wet, but I don't think I need that. I think Stealth is more important here. Because I do believe Stealth is actually a good staple. And yeah, it's already set up for me anyways, so... Let's remove 1 point from somewhere, and then we'll go from there. Let's remove this. We'll get Stealth instead. Let's increase damage and healing done by 25% instead, for extra damage. As for the points I invest in... I think I go for the slashing, actually. Okay, that is Andrin done. As for Evelyn, we just get her the mana as we do. As for her build, she's electricity type. Well, she's electricity type currently. What do I want to focus her in right now? I can either focus her into enchantments, elemental proliferations. Discover 3 enchantments and place one into your hands. Or apply a lot of proliferation. Alright, let's change it up. Do we want to go burn? Or do we want to go cold? I think cold would be interesting. You know what? Let's go for a cold build this time. I'm kind of curious how that's going to turn out. Let's see. We want to make wet on enemies also increase the cold damage taken by 1 per charge. As for chill, it is going to instead reduce the speed by 1 per 4 charges instead. So that way enemies are going to be really slow as a result. Especially if I start doing area of effects. Alright, before we focus any further, let's see what cards we have for cold. Alright, cold spells, we've got things like Blizzard, we've got Elemental Bolts, Flash Freeze is going to be nice. Cold Snap is interesting. Yeah, pick 1 cold spell from your discard pile and put it into your hand. Cost reduced by 3 until discarded. Yeah. If we can prevent Cold Snap from burning, that'd be pretty good. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's the case. But we can draw 2 cards and make them cheaper, though. So we're probably going to want Cold Snaps for card draw. And we want cold spells in general to help out. Frost Nova is probably going to be a staple card for us. And we can get it to apply more chill. Or multiply the chill anyways. We can then do the cycle option that we were going to do with our caster. Previously. But I digress. That is another thing for another time. Okay, Shatter. Shatter's probably going to be a staple. Water Jet. We're definitely going to need Winter is Coming, though. That is going to be a good staple for us. Especially if we make it burn. Winter Knight's Tail is definitely going to be an interesting one. But we should make it a vanish. We should make it vanish, though. Squall, absolutely a viable option as well. Actually, hold on. I need to check just to make sure. Is there any other added effects that we want from it? It just seems like cold spells usually just have chill and crack from the looks of it, and wet. So I guess we're gonna focus in on wet, it looks like. Or at least that's what it's starting to look like anyways. Yeah. So it's either gonna apply cold or it's gonna apply crack. So basically, we want to increase our rain charges more than anything, it seems. But other than that, there doesn't appear to be any stacking benefits there. So I guess the only other thing I can think of is, well, support with Powerful. Let us go with powerful maximum charges on this hero increased by 2, and charges are instead reduced by 1. That will help significantly for us. As for our benefits beyond that, we're going to want to increase our slow charges, I think. Let me check just to be sure. Alright, slow charges actually comes from electrocute, so we actually don't need slow. I guess I could go for things like enervation and whatnot, but I don't think that's going to help us here. There's Ice Comet, Icy Veins, which gets rid of bleed, which is nice, but... I guess mass invisibility could work as well. That's an option. No, we don't need mass invisibility. We'll be fine there. Yeah, no, the decisions are really hard here. I've got most of everything I want. I just need to figure out what else I'm going to grab. If I'm not mistaken, there's the AoE, Prismatic Field. That'll give us 2 powerful. We're also going to get 2 barrier, so that's obviously a boon for us. We don't need slow. We've already got insulate, and we've already got the powerful buffs. I could get the, I could retain the insulate for 1 round. But what's the point in that, right? I guess I could just get more HP. That is a good staple. Alright, that is the 50-point Cryomancer. Now we go with Reginald. And naturally, of course, he is going the heal route here. So that is his gimmick. We are definitely going to bump up his shield buff, so we'll do that. We don't need to give him insulate though, so that is something that we need to keep that in mind. Keep in mind anyways. So that is most of his build setup. He's basically a shield heal build. What else can we do for him? I think the best course of action would be to give him vitality buff. But I'm not sure that's the best way to go about it. Let me check the Tome of Knowledge. Maybe there's something here. Let's see, Bless. You can transform Wet into Bless. And we can also apply 3 Wet if we wish. Benediction applies Bless. We can get Divine Power, which will give us a big boost. There's Greater Heal. There would be Heavenly Blessing, but we don't have access to that because it's locked currently. Which is kind of surprising considering how many cards we've been getting so far. Sanctuary is not a bad card. It would give us Vitality and Bless. So that might actually be a staple card for us. If we can grab it, that is. Alright, let's get Bless and Vitality then. Alright, Vitality and Bless. Bless on this hero increases damage done by 1.5 per charge, but no longer increases healing received. Bless on this hero also increases healing done by 1%, and Bless on heroes also increases holy resistance. Oh, on this hero. Okay. So it's better if I go with the Holy Resistance for Bless, but I preferably don't want to do that. When this hero gains Vitality, removes Bleed. Vitality on heroes also increases Mind Resistance, but does not lose charges. Vitality on this hero instead increases max HP by 8. I think we abstain from losing charges. That's the best to go to. And we've got +1 there. And I guess we can get powerful just in case we need it, but I honestly don't think we do. Instead, we've got 1 more point left, so we are just going to invest that into HP. Alright, confirm point assignment. I'm going to quickly change the title, and we will go from there. Alright, that's gonna have to do for a title. There we go. It's not the most perfect title, but it'll have to do, considering I'm just gonna have to wing it here. But otherwise, we're basically doing the OG group, and we're hoping they can handle it. Let's see, can we get some new skins? Yes, we can. We can get Glacier. We can't get the title card, but we can change their appearance at least. So let us do that, and let us get everybody set up for their skins. There we go. Now I've got a new skin for them, everybody. So now let's just begin, and hope they are going to do well.
It all started.
Yes, indeed, it all started. Alright, so we can't obviously access the resources, so unfortunately we sell supplies, get what we can, and we'll go from there. Alright, so for Magic Forge, we are going to start off by adding cards and removing cards naturally. We'll start with Anthem of Hope as a good staple card for us. Let's see, we've got flash heals, we've got heals. Oh, we actually don't have flash heals, actually. We do have heals, though. Okay, for this we're going to need Innervate, naturally. Mana card, obviously. Okay, for second page, we are going to need what? We're going to need Prayer of Healing. We're going to need Prayer of Protection. We will abstain on the renews for now. But Vitalize, on the other hand, is a pretty good card if we really wanted to grab it. Let's see, what else do we want? Nothing really sticks out. What about 4th tier and higher? I mean, there's Pain Suppression, but that isn't going to help us. Not right now. So I think that's our cards for now. Let's see, let's remove the barriers for now. Let us remove Flash. Honestly, I should probably redo that because I would have kept the barriers, but whatever. It's fine. We just need to get more cards going for us. Let's see. Grab 2 flash heals. We'll grab... what else? We don't need normal heals. We just need the flash heals. I guess we can grab a renew. Let's remove some cards. We're going to want to remove the flashes and holy smites. Okay, we need one more card to compensate. There is clairvoyance, but we don't want damage, preferably. I guess chain heal will be a good staple, but I prefer burn, if I can help it. Spark of Life could work. Let's go with that. That way we get Holy Smite out of the way, and now we can start upgrading. Let us go with Prayer of Healing upgraded, Prayer of Protection upgraded. Renew we'll keep alone. The heals will make burns. Flash heals we will do the same as burns. Anthem of Hope is going to be a keep, but we do get Inspire because of it. Innervate itself we leave alone. Healing Rain we are upgrading to all heroes specifically. That way we get rid of the rain. And the Foresight we are just upgrading to burns. Well, at least we get rid of one with burn. And then we just get rid of the other by getting something else in turn. How big is our deck, for that matter? Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3... everything else is burn except for Foresight and Anthem of Hope. So we'll just keep it as. Or as such. Now for Evelyn. We're going to be focusing into the frost aspect of things, so we will need to keep that in mind. Okay, so for her build, we're going to want to apply Rain, because that is going to increase the Frost build infinitely. Okay, it's going to be harmless. We're going to have to get rid of the Fire Blasts, but that's fine. Let's see, Charge Battery, we've got Cold Snap, we should definitely get that. Alright, so Cold Snap is in our deck now. What else do we need? Or want, for that matter. We could probably get either a Water Jet or an Icicle. Either would work, honestly. Icicle applies the frost directly, whereas Water Jet just applies cold. Nah, let's hold off for now. Let's see, what else is there? There's Frostbolts, which we already got. I guess we could get Icicle Barrage. It would give us Icicles, which technically is a bit better. Plus their cost 0 vanish, so they're a little bit better. So we'll grab that. We're going to need Prismatic Field, obviously. Let's see, anything else? No. What about at tier 3? I guess Geyser is going to be a good one. But we more so want Winter is Coming. So we'll grab that. And we're definitely grabbing Squall. Let us grab a Winter Knight's Tail. And I guess one Geyser should do it? Yeah. Alright, with that we can now remove the Fire Blasts with ease. We'll remove the Charged Batteries. We're then going to remove the Elemental Wards. And I guess we can get rid of one Transmission, but I'm going to focus on the Frostbolts for now. Alright, that leaves us with one mana card, which does suck, but that's fine. Let us upgrade the range so they focus on monsters. Cold Snap is going to be a focus that we upgrade later. Let's see. Do you want a higher damage Frostbolt or lower, or keep to the lower damage? I don't know. Let's see, we either go with the blue Icicles, which apply 1 and suffer 1, or we go with the ones that just apply. And we'll leave it alone for now. We will buff up Insulate with Powerful there. Transmission we'll leave alone. Geyser we will upgrade to transform Cold into 0.5 Wet, I suppose. Squall, we're going to upgrade with the intent for more cold, I guess. Winter is coming, should be 3. Winter Knight's Tail is another one that's going to be interesting. We'll make it a cost reduced by 2 vanish. Same here, boom. The other two I'm not too worried about. Like, I can worry about them later. I'm more worried about the casters right now. So, let's see. I need 1 cost cards, though. What do we got for 1 costs? There's Ice Barrier, Icicle, Water Jet. What am I feeling? Icicle or Water Jet? Icicle is a random monster. Water Jet's a more focused monster. It just applies wet. I'll go Water Jet. Upgrade Water Jet to be a focus. We'll keep Frost... We'll upgrade 1 Frostbolt to be even. And then just keep 1 as cold. Icicle Barrage, we will upgrade to be yellow. Cold Snap, we will upgrade to be... Pick 2 cold spells and put it into our hand at the cost of reducing it by 2. And for this, we'll just upgrade these to be... We'll upgrade 1 to just get 2 mana for 1. And we'll go from there. Evelyn, you've got 17 cards now. I think I'm going to get rid of one of the... Yeah, let's get rid of the 3-cost Frostbolt, I think. That way we get a 4/4/4/4 there. Alright, items. Let's see what we got. Elven Quiver, we're going to give that to Andrin. Because he's going to be benefiting the most from that. There we go. We're going to give the Noble Shield to Magnus, as well as we're going to give the Stone Amulet to Magnus for big defenses. Alright, let's see. When you play melee attack, draw a card. We'll give that Flail over to... Well, no. We don't need to. Pets. Let's go with that now. Alright, let's give Evelyn the Icicle Launcher from Daily. Alright, Clairvoyance is 1 Madness, 1 Sight. Stormy is 6 Electricity. We're going to give Magnus Slimy. We'll give Andrin... We'll give Andrin Stormy, I suppose. And we'll give Sharpie to Reginald. There we go. Now let's get going. Okay, what are we going to focus on today? You know what? Let's go to the riverbank. I think that'll be fun. Yeah, we're going to go to the riverbank. We'll take a ride on it, see how far we go, and we'll go from there, I guess? See how we do. Alternatively, I go on the Grave on the Road and go from there. You know what? Let's go on the Grave on the Road. Why not? Let's see how we do. Okay, we're going to want to do... Deflect. Deflect. Alright, we've got aim shots, we've got ruptures. But we'll do the rupture slice slice. And aim shot. There we go. Now we've got Magnus. Front monster. Barricade. Intercept. Rend. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. Alright, that's round 1. Or at least nearly, anyways. Let's see, what do we want to do? We're going to use Icicle Barrage, get us 3 icicles to work with. We're then going to use Squall. We'll then follow up with the icicles, see how they do. Alright, we then follow up with a Water Jet. There we go. Healing Rain, Flash Heal, Prayer Protection, Foresight, Divine Grace to get rid of the bleed, and off we go. Alright, Rupture, Aim Shot, and there we go. Now we just go with Magnus for the kill. Done and done. As you can tell, I'm much more comfortable with this group than I am the other. Let's grab a Barrier Burn, actually. We will then grab... we'll abstain from grabbing, I guess? Do we need Burning Shot? Not really. We'll abstain, and for this, we will do the same, unless we want the Shield Bash. I don't think I need a Shield Bash, so I'm going to abstain. There we go. Alright, a grave on the road. Okay. Well, let us do the Profane option. Why not? I'm not going to narrate because I've already done that a lot, but if it does come down to it, I will. I'm just being lazy right now. Okay, Expert Tracker. We'll go from you. Let's get rid of Rain, Winter's Night Tail for now. And let's get rid of Geyser for now, so that way you have 4 mana to work with. Technically yeah, let's go with that. We don't need that high of a cost cards for now. Okay, let us use a Defend. Let's intercept. Intercept. Strike. That'll have to do. I don't exactly want to use a lot of mana for Magnus just yet. So yeah. We'll go from there. Ah, the pain. Alright, in that case, let's do a Mana Gem, Prismatic Field. Alright, let us go with Cold Snap to get ourselves 2 cards. I don't need Rain, but I guess we're grabbing it regardless. Okay, let us Geyser the heck out of it. Rain and Transmission to get some more mana for Reginald. As for what Reginald does, I guess we just give the Innervate over to Magnus. Then we'll heal. Flash Heal. Healing Rain. Foresight and Divine Grace on Evelyn. No, let's give it to Reginald because he needs the healing. Off we go. Let us deflect. We will Hunter's Mark and strike true. There we go. With that, we go with an Enrage. We rend, slash, barricade, fast strike. Done. Now the sheep goes crazy, and let's see what happens. Okay, Reginald's there. We're able to get a Anthem of Hope going. We can get a Spark of Life as well. And we'll just go throw down a heal, because we can. And that just leaves Evelyn, who clears up the field. Okay, I'm going to take a small 5-minute break, and when I return, we will continue on with our OG group and just go from there. See you guys in 5 minutes. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's get back into things. Alright, let's see. We've got Shield Bash, Precise Strike, no. Hit and Run, optional. Grab Song of Celerity, that's a good staple card for any cast, or any rogue. Alternatively, I could just dip from Song of Celerity and give it to somebody else, so we get more fast, but it's fine. Let's see. Nothing from here, that's good. Do we need Inner Fire? No. Detoxify we'll definitely grab, though. After digging up the chest, it's time to see what's inside. But there doesn't seem to be any lock or way to open it easily. The eerie aura remains, so maybe it's locked with magic. You can always leave it behind, or try some crazy idea to unlock it. So what will it be? Well, we do manage to get a key, at the very least, so... Let's force it open, even if it means breaking it. We'll take the chance, why not? You hit the chest with your weapons as hard as you can, but the chest remains closed and does not break. You cannot waste any more time here, so you abandon chest. We tried. All monsters gain 2 electricity and electricity resistance and add storm. We'll try it. Better we try than we don't, right? Okay, we're going to Rupture. And I guess... Aim Shot. Boom. Big damage. Enrage to get another card draw. Let's do a Fast Strike. Do a Rend. Defend. Captain's Howl. And we'll block up the 2 in the back, so they got some defenses going. Alright, looks like they're going ham. Not gonna stop us, though. Definitely not. Alright, let us start with a Squall. That way everybody gets some wet. What do we do here? We're gonna do a rain, so that way we get more stacks of cold, and then we'll do Winter is Coming for big damage, and big freeze. That'll slow them down really, really heavily. Alright, let us throw down an Anthem of Hope. We'll get a Renew going for Evelyn. And I guess we'll follow up with a Flash Heal. And I guess we'll follow up with Foresight on the Sheep Farmer. Not that we need to, but it still matters. Okay, Song of Celerity for everybody's speed to increase. We'll get Deflect going. Adrenaline to get more mana. We will apply the Hunter's Mark to the one in the front. Then we'll throw down a Strike, Aim Shot, and then we'll Expert Tracker the tank. We'll get rid of the spends, and we'll keep the attacks. Goodness knows we need it, just to make this combat faster. Okay, let us start with a Barricade. We will then Fast Strike, Rend, and I guess Intercepts with himself as the focus there. There we go. Now it's time for Evelyn. We'll get her Mana Gem going. We'll get Rain going, Prismatic. I guess we'll throw down the Cold Spark. Take him out, get some more mana for Reginald to work with, and he will start buffing everybody relentlessly. Alright, Prayer of Healing goes, Flash Heal goes, we'll get another heal, Foresight, there we go, done. At the very least we got healing going through us now, so that's good. And hopefully Andrin is able to get the killing blow. Okay, that's not enough, but we can get the Rupture going. There we go. Now it's time for Magnus. He should be able to get the killing blow, though. Nope. We managed to get him to bleed radius, though, at the very least, so that's good. Alright, let's use Winter Nights... No, let's use Ice... Let's use Ice, then we can get the Icicles. And that's that. Okay, we've got Healing Rain, we've got Zaps and whatnot. Let's grab Shield Charge, that's a good staple card for us, considering we get high block. Let's get Shards, Shards, and Shards. The new recruits. I guess we go over here next. You've reached a crossroads to the north path. Lead to an old... You reached the crossroads. To the north, the path leads to an old watchtower. To the south, the path leads you to a bridge that crosses the river. The northern path appears to be blocked by a pigman, with a brand on his arm, who is trying to recruit others for what appears to be a cult. If you go to the north, you will have to deal with them. How would you like to proceed? Go pretend, Magnus. Go pretend. Fail. Okay, rip. We've got Nishi Burn, and we are good to go with a fight. Great. Nothing is just going right today, I guess. Then again, I'm taking low rolls, so... Ah, well. Alright, let's get Deflects going. Get some defense up. What do we want to focus on? I'd prefer if we focused on the Initiate in the back. So we'll do that. We'll get Adrenaline going. And we'll start firing arrows at him. And we'll take a shot at the front here. There we go. Ah, burns. Lots and lots of burn. That's not going to be fun. Yeah, that's painful. Jeez. Alright, Rend, Fast Strike, and Shield Charge is going to do absolutely nothing except slow the guy. Which is great. Not really, but still. Whatever. Alright, let's apply Rain. Let's see, we've got Frostbolt, a few transmissions. I guess we'll start with Squall. Then we will freeze up the one in the back, I guess. There we go. We'll then throw down Transmission for Reginald. And that'll help him with his mana usage. Perfect. Prayer of Healing. Just what we needed. Let's throw down an Innervate. Let's get a heal going. Let's get rid of the burn. And we'll do some Foresight on the front there. Not that we need to, but it's still there. Okay, Song of Celerity, Rupture. Expert Tracker for Evelyn. Let's get rid of the mundane ones. Let's see. She's got 3. She's gonna get 3 mana basically. 5 technically with mana gem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get rid of Water Jet and we'll go from there. That should do it. Alright, let's get the Enrage going. Barricade. We'll get the Captain's Howl. Rend. And triple down on block. There we go. Okay, for Evelyn, just get her more mana. We'll get some rain going. Prismatic Field. Ice Barrage will get us 3 Icicles. We'll get a Cold Snap going. We will draw our Squall, and we will draw the Frostbolt. There we go. We'll start with a Squall. Get rid of everybody. Oh, well there we go. That was pretty easy. Okay, let's see. Nothing there. Nothing here. Ice Shot would be interesting, but no. Let us grab Intimidate, though. That will probably help us in the future. Okay, we're either going to the river bridge or we're going up to the crumbling tower. We're going to go to the Wandering Wizard. Wait, hold on. Yeah, we're going to go to the Wandering Wizard. When you cross the bridges, an old man who rests to one side looks to you and says, "Hello, young ones. Would you spare a little time and listen to this old man's request? My staff is about to break, and I need a new one to continue my travels. I remember I had a spare one that I used in my younger days. It was a very special staff, imbued with fire magic, but I left it far from here. If you get the staff back for me, I will follow you in your travels." Even old, he seems very powerful. Alright. That's very kind of you, young lady. In a way, you remind me of someone. Anyways, when I was young, I was with a special group of people near the volcano of Velkarath. I don't quite remember why, but one day I went away and I left my staff with them. I'm sure my old staff is still at their main base. Thank you for helping this old man. Take these magic shards as thanks. Alright. Let's see. Sacred ground. We'll just do it. YOLO. We need to get as much boosts as we possibly can early on, so that way we can benefit later on. Alright, let's start by taking out the dryads, I suppose. And then we'll go from there. Of course, we got bleed and whatnot, so there is that benefit, but whatever. Alright, let's grab the intercepts. Intercept, shield charge, rend. There we go. Yeah, I'm not very specialized with any build right now. I'm being a bit lazy, to be honest, I think. But whatever. We'll be fine. I'm much better with this OG group than I am any others, I do believe, so we'll just have to hope and pray. I'll get a flash heal going, there we go. Get a renew. Get a heal. Yeah, it's pretty staple. Pretty much common things that I can do here. Alright, now for Evelyn. Let's see, what do you got? Alright, you got Cold Spark, which, simple enough, we'll just hit the back line. Do a bit of a rain. We can get a Cold Snap going. Let's see. Did absolutely nothing. That requires our discard pile specifically. RIP. So, yeah. Oh well, I suppose. Yeah, we're not getting lucky on this. Enrage, Captain's Howl, block, fast strikes. There we go. Yeah, I'm not getting lucky. Jeez. The pain of Reginald, though. Ooh, pain. Let's get some Innervate going. Anthem of Hope. I really should have healed. Great. Okay, I guess Reginald's suffering now. Alright. Let us go with... I guess Squall. Rain. I guess I can do a Winter Knight's Tale here. To get yet another... I guess I could go with Frost Nova. It'll get more frost. We can get the upgraded version here, Winter is Coming. Or we could go with Frost Nova, or Ice Comet even, if I really wanted to. I'm gonna go with... What's better? I guess Winter is Coming is better. Oh, we can add two. Okay, let's add Winter is Coming and Frost Nova then. We'll start with a Frost Nova. We will then throw down Winter is Coming. We'll do it again, but this time with the multiplication of 2. And we will upgrade her mana just by a smidgen, or Reginald's more specifically. That way he can get some bigger heals off. Except he dies. Great. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I'm not having a fun time here. Oh well. Okay, Rupture, I guess. Slice. Slice. Alright, Andrin again, I suppose. Let's go aim shots. Let's go Hunter's Mark this time. There we go. Now it's time for Magnus. Let's go Slice, Fast Strike, Fast Strike. Alright, Evelyn's suffering quite a bit, but she will be fine. We'll just get Prismatic Field and Frostbolt. There we go. Heavy Strike. Draw 1, deal 30 damage, apply 1 crack. I mean, Heavy Strike's pretty decent, I'd say. It's a good cycle card, if anything. At least I do believe. Blur is nice if I want evasion, which I don't think I need, ultimately. An upgraded prayer protection, though, would be nice, so we'll grab that. We'll get shards, and I'll get shards, I think. No, let's get the cursed heavy strike. And we'll go down the southern path this time around. Let's see. We can either get access to an upgrade altar or a rare equipment shop. But no, we'll be fine. Okay. Deflects. We'll get a Song of Celerity, so it'll be a bit faster for Reginald at least. Let's see, we're gonna get the Hunter's Mark focused on the front monster. We'll then do aim shots at him for big damage. Alright, for Magnus, we get Barricade. We'll get 2 defends going. Get Happen's Howl so they're slower. So that way we can get the shield charge off with ease. There we go. Now Evelyn's turn is... well, I guess Mana Gem, so we got that. We'll go Prismatic Field to get a buffer there for damage. We will then use... I guess Winter is coming. There we go. And Water Jet to finish off the first monster, with a transmission to finish off for Reginald's buffs and healing. Because goodness knows he needs it. Alright, Flash Heal, Anthem of Hope. Let us get a Renew going. Get another heal, and I guess Foresight on the Dryads, with a Divine Grace to finish off, so Evelyn is out of Death's Door radius. Oh man. Well, at the very least I know I'm going to need to beef up Magnus's abilities, though. Because goodness knows defense is always important. Let us go for Rupture, Aim Shot, Slice, Slice, and I guess organize that. We'll get rid of the... we'll keep the transmission, remove the geyser, keep the squall, keep the rain. No, let's actually dip the rain, dip the water jet, and cold spark. Yeah. There we go. Alright, Magnus, let's see, what do you got? You managed to get intercept, so we'll just give that to her, give one to you. We will throw down a heavy strike to the back there. We will then intimidate and fast strike, I guess. Really should have intimidated first before I went for the Dryad, but whatever. We can only do so much. Okay, for this we're going to apply Rain. We are going to want Cold Snap after I've done with Squall. So we'll do a Squall here, we'll do Cold Snap. This will allow us to draw in Squall and Winter is Coming at 1 cost. Alternatively, we go with the Water Bolts, which we're going to. So we'll pelt you, we'll pelt you. There we go. And that, of course, leaves Reginald, who is going to Healing Rain to get rid of the burn. We'll then Spark of Life to start healing random heroes. And there we go. That'll have to do. Lightning takes out one Dryad. Perfect. That leaves us with two others, which we're going to focus on one. Well, it just leaves us with the last one, which, yeah. Ah, words. Alright, Enrage. We're gonna Rend, Lock. Alright, you are stalling, which is not what I wanted, but okay. Prayer Protection and, I guess, Detoxify. That'll have to do. And then, of course, Evelyn goes in ham, so, yeah. Let's see, I guess we want Winter's Night Tales. Alright, let's go with Frost Nova and I guess Ray of Frost. Not that we can use Ray of Frost, it is, but whatever. Kind of annoyed I had to go to round 4, but whatever. Okay, whatever. There we go. Alright, Magnus, go ham. Shield charge. Ah, pain. Okay, whatever. Prayer of Healing, and turn, and now we've got Evelyn. Done. Okay, nothing here. We've got Ice Lance, which is pretty nice. If we get the burn option, that's pretty good. How's our deck looking for cold? You know what? Let's grab Ice Lance. It's a pretty good staple card, I'd say. Why not? Alright, let's see. Burning Shot, Trace, Hit and Run. We'll get Shards instead. Warpaint will be a pretty decent card to grab, I suppose. Plus it's a burn, so all the more reason to grab it. But I think it may be better if I went with Spike Shield. But no, I'm gonna abstain. Alright, time for the Moon Ritual. You discover a forest glade, and here you can see some Menfirs, placed in a peculiar way, forming a circle. Inside the circle there is an altar of some kind, in which the Elder Dryad performs a strange ritual. On the altar are some pieces of gold and shiny white stones that seem to channel the moonlight. The Dryad has not yet realized you are close, but will surely protect the moonstone at all costs. Let's go attack. YOLO. Okay, the Dryad obviously goes first, which does suck, but that's fine. We'll live. Alright, we're going to want Hunter's Mark on the Elder Dryad, and it's going to remain. Let's go with Adrenaline. Let us then use aim shots to take you out. Okay, let us barricade. Alright, defend, intercept, let's get an intimidate going, and shield charge to clear out the way. Good. Now for Evelyn, we are going to want to rain. I guess we Ice Lance. From here we Frostbolt. We get a Cold Snap going for the Frostbolt and Water Jet again. We'll get Water Jet going, Ice Lance, and Frostbolt. There we go. That clears out enemies, and we are free to attack her at our leisure. Alright, we're going to want Renew on Andrin. And Detoxify we'll save for later, but we'll get the Foresight going. That way we at least got Sight going for us. Okay, Deflect will get us Expert Tracker, but we just need more bleed, really. So Ruptures, we'll get an aim shot going, and Expert Tracker on her. We will get rid of, let's see, we've got 5 mana coming up, but it's technically 6 because it's round 2. So let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so get rid of the Water Jets. we'll use the cold spark later. Actually, no, we actually get mana gem, so that's good. Never mind. Alright, let's go. Let us go with the heavy strike, which is gonna require some big deeps there. Alright, let's do a fast strike and a heavy strike. There we go. We can't use enrage, sadly, so that sucks, but whatever. Okay, let us follow up with a mana gem to start with. We will then use ice barrage, so we get more cold sparks going. We'll aim for you to deal more damage. Let us do as many icicles as we can. There we go. We'll do a water jet to clear you out. And let's do winter's coming. And then we'll do a transmission on Evelyn, just so she has more mana for the next turn. As for Reginald, well, prayer protection naturally, heal, and we good. Okay, Magnus is going to get defend up, Captain Howl, and 2 fast strikes. There we go. Oh, she's trying to go for a heal. Fortunately, won't be enough. Get Foresight going. There we go. Good. Alright, let's go for a Prismatic Field. A Rain. I think we need Winter Knight's Tail to discover some things. Let's do it. Let's see. We've got a Geyser for 1. We've got Frost Novas and Blizzards. What do we want? Do we want the normal Blizzard or do we want the upgraded? I'm gonna go with Frost Nova, to be honest. Alright, Frost Nova, Geyser. There you go. Alright, Tranquility goes on, and off we go. Alright, Song of Celerity will help our speed. We'll get Deflect going. Alright, 9 or 16. 18 will be more than 16, so yeah. Okay. Let us go with the Rupture, because that will help with more damage. But before that, we Hunter's Mark, and then we use it. There we go. Alright, it's time for Magnus to go in. Let's go with the Barricade, which just basically means we don't attack. Great. We'll just go into Slice and get another Fortify there. And there we go. Alright, shards, Vitalizing Serenade, no, shards, and shards. There we go. After the battle with the Dryad, the altar remains intact, and the shiny stone continues to shine in the moonlight. The forest glade is silent for the moment, but you don't know if it will last. Time to get the loot. After all, you killed the Elder Dryad for the stone. Let's wait a bit for the moon to set to pick up the moonstone. Yeah. When the moon sets, the moonstone stops shining so brightly and cools off. You pick up the moonstone, the gold, and the items before leaving. You had the time to rest for a bit, and luckily no one else appeared in the glade. Good. Alright, that leaves us with the fancy items. We've got a holy and fire-based item now with the Dryad Mask. We will give that to Reginald, I'm thinking. Unless I can think of anything else. No, let's give it to Reginald. We'll give the reinforced armor to Andrin, I believe. Actually, no. He's already got resistance of 6%, so he'll be fine. As is Magnus, so we'll give that actually to Evelyn, I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll give it to Evelyn. We will keep the woolly hats. Let's see. Weapons, not so good. We'll give the vision ring to Andrin temporarily, because it's a bit better than what he's got currently, which is nothing. And I don't exactly want to replace the armor, so yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, we got some level ups. Let's see. Okay, we can either follow up, which reduces the cost of our highest cost card in our hand, attack card specifically, until discarded. We're going to go with Wolfguard though, naturally. Which, for those who don't know, 15% resistance, and if we're damaged by others, we gain 16 block and 1 reinforce, which is modified by our abilities, mind you. Maneuver, for every energy used, we draw 1, gain 7 block, and 2 evasion. Wild Hunt is basically more mark charges, and for every energy used, we get to apply 2 mark to a random monster. Because of our abilities, we do have 1 additional mark that we apply, but honestly, it's not that big a deal for us. It just adds extra damage. We're going to go with Maneuver. That'll allow us more card draw, which for Andrin is pretty good. For this, we've already read upon it, but basically, we discover 3 enchantments and we place 1 into our hand, or we go with Elemental Proliferation, which gives us elemental damage. For this, it's Divine Retribution versus Focus Heal. I don't think I need to say much, but basically, Divine Damage, Bless, and last 4 uses versus 125% healing done for next heal, which is way better. Alright, that's it. We go to the 4 steeps, and off we go. Let's see. Fury Slash. We could increase the quality of card rewards at the end of combat, which would be pretty good. And the only thing they get is anytime we play a card, they gain thorns. Which, if we play our cards right, shouldn't be that big a deal. We just have to play it smart. So basically, less cards the better. Alright, we're going to want Song of Celerity here. Let's grab a Deflect going to see if we can get more shuffles in. The most we can get is Bleed, so we'll do those. And I guess we'll save Maneuver for later. Now let's see what we can do here. We're going to Enrage to get a better card. Nothing good shows up, so we'll get Barricade going first before we Heavy Strike the one in... I guess we strike the Trunky here. And we defend and strike. Here we go. Now for Evelyn. We are going to start with a Squall. We will then throw down a Water Jet? Yeah, no, if we throw down a Water Jet, then... Well, first let's get rid of this Cold Spark. Here we go. Let's see, we draw 2 cards. If we do 2, then we'll get 1 mana, but we need 1 mana in order to do this, so we'll do this. We'll then Cold Snap for both Squall and Water Jets. So that way we can do another Squall to take out 1, and then we will then use the Water Jet on the one in the front here. And there we go. Thinking. Let us do a Healing Rain to get rid of Burn. We don't need to heal or flash heal, so we'll just renew. We'll renew Andrin, so that way his heal passes on to the other 2. And I guess we'll just Foresight the back there. There we go. Whether it gets us any benefits, probably not, but we'll see. We'll do the best we can. Okay, now for round 2. Let's hope the thorns don't get in our way too badly. Alright, we're going to start with the Deflect, get us more targets. Doesn't look like we're going to get many targets, so I guess we'll deal as much damage to 1 as possible. Let's see, what cards you got? Elemental Proliferation, okay, that's fine. Geyser we'll abstain from for now, get rid of that. I guess we'll keep Geyser because that focus damage. Prismatic Field's good. Okay, we're good. Alright, let's see. What else we got? Let's go with Wolf Guard. Get some big defenses. We will intercept. Then we can either rend or deal a big amount of damage if we beef up our defenses. This will at least guarantee 12 extra damage. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Starfall's going nuts. Still not enough to take us out, though. Alright, now it's Evelyn's turn. We are going to start with Mana Gem, Elemental Proliferation, Prismatic Field. Then we Geyser it up, and then Water Jet to follow up. Now we're back to Reginald, who will now use Spark of Life to start with, see how we do for healing. Okay, we're going to want to Flash Heal. And then we're going to want to properly heal with Reginald, even though we're not getting as much healing from it. Okay, we're going to want to rend to get rid of the Dryad. We're going to Captain's Howl, going to block, defend, and we will intimidate the one in front. There we go. Gonna suffer some severe damage thanks to all these thorn proliferations, but we should be fine all the same. Again, we just got player cards right. Okay, we've got Icicle Barrage, and we got Rain, so let us do Ice Barrage. Here we go. I'll do Rain. Alright, let's just hope we don't suffer too much. Okay. Alright, that is 10 HP, Evelyn. Okay. Your bounce just killed her. Great. Yeah, no, the proliferation's crazy. Alright. Let's go with an Adrenaline. Let us focus on the Dryad next. Aim shots. Okay, we can't strike this Tainted Trunky just yet, so let us tank up first. Okay, we're going to want Innervate, Detox, Divine Grace, and Sights. There. Not enough, though, it seems. Great. Okay, we are going to want to Aim Shot, I suppose. There we go. Alright, time for Magnus. Alright, Barricade. And I guess Defend. There we go. Yeah, no, this is gonna be painful. Yeah, we need some more healing from Reginald first. Alright, let's start with the Prayer of Protection. Then we'll go with the Massive Prayer of Healing. We'll get a Focus Heal just in case. And off we go. Okay, let's be patient. Alright, big defenses. This should be enough to help us here. At least I hope. Yeah, we're gonna need defenses on Andrin. We'll get Fast Strike. Let's hope this is enough. Otherwise I'm gonna have to reload combat. Or I'm gonna fail and things are just gonna be worse and worse. Well, whatever the case, we'll try our best. That's the hope anyways. Alright, let's see. We're gonna get a Deflect in. Yeah, we'll get 2 Deflects. Might as well. Go ham. Hunter's Mark. Aim Shot. Okay, nothing good. Great. Alright, Prayer Protection. Yeah, we're really running on fumes now. You know, this healing is annoying from this Dryad, like, jeez. There is no chance. Yeah, we're being given no chances to fight back, like, jeez. Ah, can't use another defend, great. Okay. Okay, let's go with a flash heal. Let's go with a heal, heal. Keep with the foresight, there we go. Yeah, we're not dealing enough damage, jeez. This is painful. No, I'm gonna have to reload. We don't have enough damage to physically do this. Not unless we keep Evelyn alive, which is a necessity here. Okay. Let us get an aim shot at the Dryad. Let's get another deflect going. I guess we're rupturing and slicing. There we go. Alright, Magnus. Let us enrage. Let us heavy strike. Barricade. And be aggressive. Okay, come on. Evelyn, or we need to focus down this one to start with. Okay. Let us start with a squall. A water jet. Cold spark. Cold snap to get everything here. Another squall. Water jets. Good. That's one. Now we need to deal with the Dryad in the back, obviously. Because if we don't, she's going to get heals out on everybody, which is not what we want. There we go. We'll abstain from using anything else beyond that. Now we focus on the Dryad in the back, so we can go big ham on damage. Okay. 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 Alright. Aim shot. Aim shot. Deflect. Adrenaline. We'll save the mana for later. Okay. We're gonna go with Wolfguard on Magnus. Get intercept going. If we get a defend going, we can get big damage. Alright, well, 7's fine. At the very least, we'll slow down the Trunky. Alright, come on. Now we gotta deal with the Dryad. Okay. We're gonna start with the Mana Gem. Elemental Proliferation. We'll do some Rain. We'll do a Water Jet. And finalize with Geyser. There we go, big damage. Now it's down to 14 HP. Still not enough to kill, but it's still better than what we've been doing so far. Alright, Reginald, time to do your duty. Oh, you suffered. Great, great. Okay, let's see. We can go with Flash Heal. Anthem of Hope is going to be obvious, so Spark of Life to get some heals in. Let's get a heal for Evelyn. Flash heal for Reginald. Alright, there we go. And of course you heal. Great. You're making my life harder. I very much dislike the proliferation. It just ruins everything. Then again, I guess Madness 3 is just that hard. Ah well. Ah well. Okay, let's throw down a Captain's Howl to weaken. Intimidate for even more weaken. Let us beef up to a degree. Intercept for Reginald. And let's get in a rend. There we go. Now for Andrin, who is going to mark her. We will get a deflect going, see if we can get anything. Alright, more blocks. Aim shot and slice for damage. Alright, time for Evelyn to go ham. Okay, we need her to throw down the ice barrage. Let's see. This is going to kill her, I think, so we'll get the rain going at least. Let us get the prismatic field going. Icicle. 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 Pain. Transmission for Reginald, so we get some big heals out. Goodness knows we need them. Okay. Prayer protection. Innervates. Barrier. And I guess detox. YOLO. Okay. Perfect, we got an aim shot. Take out the Dryad, no more heals, good. Okay, we don't need any slices, but we are definitely going to want to cycle up Evelyn. Okay, let's get rid of the Ice Lance, okay. Okay, now it's time for Magnus, and let's see if we are lucky enough to deal with all the enemies. Barricade, Fast Strike, okay. Okay, perfect, we got Prayer of Healing. That's what we exactly needed. Let's get Focus Healing for later, and yeah. Let's start taking these guys out for good. Okay, we can throw down another prismatic field if we wish to boost up the powerful damage. Which might be the go-to here. Alternatively, we go for the big damage with Squall. Let's go Squall. More damage, better. And that will allow us to take that one out and leave the last Tainted Trunky for us to kill. Which will spare us some trouble. Alright. Time to finalize this guy. We'll start with the cycle, we'll get a rupture going, do the same so he's more bleed, and saves us from doing damage to him. Let's follow up with the Rend. We'll get an intercept for Andrin, and we'll leave it at that, so that way we can cycle over to Reginald, which, well, he kills, so. Now we've got 4 cards to choose from our list. Let's see. Okay. Nothing really appeals to me here, unfortunately. I guess we could go for Scavenge. Yeah, it allows us to pick one from our discard pile and place it on the top of our deck. Or we can put it in our hand. One of the two. Vigilance, I do believe we already have. Actually, we don't, so we'll grab that. Because it is an innate, and we're going to need to give it card draw soon, but other than that, we're good to go. Let's grab shards, and we are fine. Okay. Time for Ylmer's Awakening. The obelisk is in sight, but something very dangerous is blocking the way. Ylmer, an old treant, once known as the protector of the Silenthia forest, has awakened and has been tainted by the energy emanating from the now active obelisk. Besides Ylmer, there is a Trunky and a Dryad protecting him. You can't see any way to avoid the confrontation, but maybe you can make the fight easier or worse depending on how you approach it. Well, we can try and rest before we fight, or we can ambush. I think we need a rest. Let's try for it. 6 or lower. Just barely. I managed to rest for a while and regain some strength without being detected. You are now ready to fight. It is time to slaughter Ylmer. For this, we're going to activate... do we go Maneuver or do we go Vigilance? Let's go Vigilance, then Maneuver into Aim Shot to get us 2 card draw. For Song of Celerity to speed us up. We'll get a Deflect going, and then we'll do another Aim Shot. Perfect. That is the first round, or at least the first character. We'll then throw down a Barricade. We will get a Wolf Guard going. We will do a Captain's Howl. We'll Intimidate the Tainted Dryad before throwing down 2 Defense for big block. For our next attack, we are going to do Icicle Barrage to get ourselves 3 icicles. We are then going to throw down Elemental Proliferation. We are then going to just use all the icicles that we can. We are then going to use Water Jet and finalize with Winter is Coming for big damage. And that of course leaves the Dryad, which we won't be able to kill this round, but we can use Anthem of Hope, and then we'll use Prayer of Healing to get everybody in working order. And of course we'll use Foresight on the Ylmer. Alright. With that, we're now left with Ylmer, and we are left with the Tainted Trunky, which we should be easily able to take out. Alright, for this we are going to want to use Deflect. We are then going to follow up with... Let us go with 2 aimed shots, I suppose. There we go. Then with Magnus, we can go in for aggressiveness. Let us go with 2 strikes. Well, no, let's go with another defend, another fast strike. There we go. Just get the damage down to a bleed death, but now it's a guaranteed death. Alright, let's double rain. Let us throw down a prismatic field, I'm thinking. Or do we? Prismatic Field does increase the damage we do. But no, we're going to go with the Water Jet Geyser combo. Boom. There we go. Now we can throw down a... I guess a Prayer of Protection, yeah. Foresight, and we'll detox Evelyn, even though it's just 1. But yeah, it always helps. Alright, now we take out Ylmer themselves. Let us get some mana. Hunter's Mark. We'll strike down with Strike. We will psych out Evelyn's stuff. We will take out the Cold Spark. We'll take out the Frost Bolt. And we'll save the Cold Snap, because we can use that. And Ice Lance is a keeper, so all the more reason. Now for Ylmer. We'll start with the Heavy Strike, I suppose. Wow. That is not enough to get us anywhere, but it is enough to help us out, at least. Let's beef up Evelyn's block, because she's going to need it. And we can then throw down a Prayer Protection again. We'll get Healing Rain to get rid of Bleed. We will throw down a Flash Heal for Evelyn. And we will Focus Heal for the next time we get a Prayer of Healing. As for Evelyn, we get Mana Shield going. We will throw down an Ice Lance for free. We will then use Winter's Night Tail to get ourselves a 1-cost Squall and a 1-cost Geyser, I think. Yep, there we go. And for Cold Snap, we'll just get that, which is an Ice Lance, rip, but whatever. We'll then Squall and Ice Geyser. Oh, wait, we can't. Great. Oh well. At least we got the card cheaper this time, so that's good. Okay, Moonbeam's going crazy. That's fine. Okay. Let's get Deflects, and let's see, do we want to Rupture, or do we want to poke damage? Let's go Rupture and Aim Shot, why not? Alright, now for Magnus. Let's go with Defend, an Intercept, and a Strike. Okay. What you got, Reginald? What you got up for us? Okay, Anthem of Hope is fine. We'll do with that. Alright, Evelyn, what do you got? Prismatic Field is a good staple. We'll do that. We'll go Cold Spark and a Transmission. There we go. Ah, so he summoned his mooks to come in and try and take us out. Okay. We'll throw down some deflects. We'll get a strike going for the saplings. Do another strike. There we go. Alright, Magnus. Barricade. Defend. Intercept for Andrin. There we go. Man, we're on round 5 already. Usually we're way faster, but I guess not today. Not today. I really should try and do a focus build at one point. Alright, let's go with Evelyn. Let's heal Andrin. Alright, that'll have to do. Now for Evelyn. Okay, we've got a geyser and water jets going nuts. Got frostbolts. Let's start by clearing out the saplings. Then we'll do a frostbolt here. We'll do a geyser. There we go. Okay. Let's go Hunter's Mark, aim shot, there we go. Now we're going to slowly whittle down Wilbur, and hopefully he dies by the point we're done. Enrage, rend, fast strike, intercept. Unfortunately, shield charge does not go off though. Oh well. We will throw down a renew and a flash heal. Foresight, just because we can, and that leaves Thorns 10. Great. Okay, Evelyn. Okay, we can transform wet into 3 cold. We don't have that though, so we'll just abstain. We can do Prismatic Field again if we really want to, but I don't think that's going to help us here, so we'll just Frostbolt and Ice Lance. There we go. We need damage more than we need anything else. Ah, Moonbeam. Not fun. Okay, Reginald, you're going to need to throw down that specialized AoE heal for us. Otherwise, we're going to perish. Alright, Rupture, Slice. Alright, Magnus. Defend. That's going to get a barricade. Nice, good. Helps us a lot. Okay, Reginald, come on. Ah, perfect. Prayer of Healing, but you don't have enough mana. Great. Ah, pain. Okay, well, Innervate, I guess, is just gonna have to be enough. Probably not enough regardless, but whatever, I guess. Alright, Frostbolts. Water Jets. Water Jets. That's really all we can do. And Ice Lance, I suppose. Okay, we're probably gonna perish, or at least one of us is. Alright, slow, that's going to ruin us completely, because Wilbur goes again, and that basically puts us in kill order, or kill range anyways. And of course, we've got another Tainted Sapling run. Great. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose this. Ah, this is gonna suck. Alright, rip Andrin, I suppose. Alright, that leaves Evelyn. Ah, pain, 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 pain. Alright, Winter's going. That's still not enough, great. Okay, Reginald, you got anything? You got Prayer of Healing, I guess that works. Still not enough though. Oh, this is gonna be pain. Okay, defend. I guess intercept, shield charge is gonna be all we can do there. And of course, Magnus is basically at death's door, which is not fun. Alright, innervate, heal. Divine Grace, I guess, for Magnus, so he's got some healing going. Alright, Evelyn. Go for the kill, I guess. Let's see. The best we can do is Frostbolts. Yeah, let's do a Frostbolt, Wet Jets, Ice Lance. Alright, after the bleed, it basically goes, so... Okay. Alright, that just leaves Magnus, and he's basically on death's door now, so... This is literally the last moment we have here. Okay, defend? Defend. Strike. Alright, that leaves Magnus, and he's probably gonna perish at this rate. Yeah, he's dead. Rip. Okay. Yeah, no, that's dead. Alright, we're trying. I do not know what's going on. This is hard. Harder than anticipated, anyways. Alright, let's go deflect. Song of Celerity. Let's get a let's get Vigilance going first. We'll get a maneuver going for Tainted Dryad. Get another aim shot going. There we go. Okay. Barricade. Wolf Guard. Captain's Howl. Let's go Intimidate here. And defend for big blocks. Now we got Evelyn. We are going to want... Do we want Winter is Coming? Yeah, let's go Elemental Proliferation. Let's get Ice Barrage. We'll then do Winter is Coming. Then Icicle. 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 Then strike at the water there. There we go. Okay, Anthem of Hope to start with. Prayer of Healing to get some big heals out. Well, Foresight, and off we go. Okay, the regeneration for the Dryad's annoying, but we can easily solve that problem with ease. Okay, now we just deal with these two in the front, and we should be able to focus Ylmer as hard as we possibly can. Alright, let us go for another aim shot. There we go. Deflect. Nope, does nothing. Alright, Magnus. Alright, I guess the Dryad can go down, but that's fine. Let's see. Let's get Defend going. Another Defend. A Rend. Let's get Strike. There we go. This should get it to a point where we can kill the Dryad without too much hassle. We just need to use Evelyn effectively here. Hopefully we get an AoE. We get a Rain. A Rain. We get a Prismatic Field going. We'll get a Water Jet. And that's it. But hey, we got some more powerful, which is dope. Alright, we're going to want a Prayer Protection here. And we'll save the Detox for later. But we're definitely going to sight up the Ylmer. Alright, he cleanses himself. Gets himself to full health, but that is not going to be enough to stop us. Alright, let's throw down an Adrenaline. Let's get an aim shot, slice. Let's see, what do we got? Let's ditch the Heavy Strike for now. There we go. Alright, Magnus. Enrage. Alright, Pain. That's fine. We'll get some more block. We'll get a charge going, and we'll get some rend going, so bleed. Okay, what you got, Reginald? You got healing, most likely. Healing Rain will get rid of the burn. We'll get another Prayer of Protection going. We will flash heal, and we will focus heal for safety. Okay. Let's go with the Cold Spark. Gonna get a mana gem. Let's see, we can discover 4 cards. Let's do that. Alright, we'll have 3 mana, so we're gonna get another Squall, or we can go for a focus build. No, we're gonna go with Squalls. So we'll do those. I'll keep this one because I want to use Frostbolt particularly, and use Ice Bolt. There we go. Now we wait for Ylmer. Okay, he's going ham, but unfortunately, we should be able to be fast enough to take him out at this point. I hope. Alright, let's go for a Rupture. We need to deal as much bleed damage as possible to weaken him as much as possible. I'd rather deal bleed than anything else. So let's rend, let's defend. There we go. Okay. Alright, we've got Innervate. Let's get that on Reginald. We're going to want to remove the bleed on Magnus, and then we'll heal Evelyn. There we go. Okay, let us start with a Prismatic Field. Let's get a Cold Snap, I guess? No, Cold Snap is only good if we get a card in there, so we're going to abstain from that for now. We don't want to waste our mana too much, after all. Last time it did bugger us. Okay, he's going to try and use Fodder to block. Let us get some focus there. And let's start getting rid of these mobs. We'll use Magnus as a force to get through them as well. Let's see. So 5 damage plus 8 bleed. That is 13 damage versus 9. Which is actually still better, honestly. Alright, fast strike, defend. There we go. And of course, Frenzied Termites are gonna be nasty. Yeah, that's pain. That is real pain. Okay, hopefully we can get a rain going. Which we can't. Great. We're gonna need a Prayer of Healing, obviously. And we'll get a Divine Grace going. So that way, Reginald isn't gonna die anytime soon. Alright, Evelyn. Come on, keep up. Perfect, we got Squall. That's gonna be very useful here. We'll start with a Squall. We'll get some Water Jets to clear out the mobs. And there we go. That just leaves Ylmer. Good. The mooks are going to be a bit too dangerous for us to just ignore after all, so yeah. Alright, perfect. Now we can start getting Ruptures and all that jazz going. Alright, nothing there, but we'll keep the Slices for now so we can get more mana, because I want to use more bleed here. Alright, let's use a Barricade. We'll get a block, and we will intercept Evelyn's damage come through. I'm not too worried about Andrin. Evelyn is basically our damage dealer currently, so yeah. Let us throw down a Prayer Protection. Goodness knows we're going to need the block. And now for Evelyn to go ham. Let's see. I guess we go Winter is Coming, so we want to use Water Jet first. Or do we? Yeah, we'll use Water Jet first. That way we can apply a lot of cold. And he's now at -1. So even if he uses the Anchor, I do believe, ability, that is not going to stop us too heavily. Okay, now we've got some more block coming in. Let's hope that's enough. Do some deflects. Let's see what we got. We've got 2 Ruptures, perfect. That is just what we need to keep the bleed going. Alright, now it's Magnus. Let's get another Rend. We'll then intercept. Defend. There we go. We will need to heal Andrin and Evelyn at this point, because they are getting severely low on HP. But it seems like we don't have enough for that, so great. I guess Anthem of Hope is going to be our saving grace here. Who knows though, right? Let's give the boost to Evelyn because I'm not too worried about Andrin. But yeah, still concerning, all things considering. Okay, let us Geyser then, I suppose? If I Geyser, it's going to deal significant damage, but it's still not going to be enough, I don't think, so... I think we go for the Prismatic Field play, so we get more damage. We'll do a Water Jet and Ice Lance, then hold off. Besides, it'll help with elemental damage, so all the more reason to get it. Okay, now everybody's at 0 initiative, but thankfully... we go first because he's at 0, which is equally as important. Alright, let's Heavy Strike. We will intercept for Evelyn. There we go. Andrin's suffering significantly, but we'll be fine. We will instead Hunter's Mark and Aim Shot. That'll have to do. Alright, Evelyn's next. Let's see, what she got? We can deal about 50 damage here, or we can deal with 50 damage with water jets. Let's see, this is 52 damage, this is 50. Alternatively, I got 31 here, if we wish, but no. We're going to want the Geyser here. Alright, let's go Geyser. There we go. That is going to put you at death's door with Bleed. Is it enough, though? Is it enough? It is definitely not enough, but we're so close. Honestly... oh, there we go. Thankfully, the RNG saved us at the end. Nice. Okay, I'm satisfied. Let us grab Omen of Peril. Goodness knows we're going to need it. We're going to grab another Icicle Barrage, because those help, like, immensely. Let's see. Hidden Weapon. We're probably going to want to grab that if we want to inflict as much bleed as possible. Let us grab Butchering, I guess? Butchering sounds nice. Let's grab that, I'm thinking. Or we grab Blood Feeding. Either one would work. Let's go Butchering.
Ylmer will never wake up again. A shame that a once tall and wise treant like him had to end this way, because of the mysterious reactivation of the obelisk. Between Ylmer's roots, you see a large golden chest appear. Inside the chest, you find some golden shards, but also a good amount of magic items that have long since been forgotten, hidden between Ylmer's roots.
Alright, what do we got? We've got Shield of Thorns, Ylmer's Branch. Immediately, Ylmer's Branch is going to Reginald, because that's going to provide a bunch of healing. Magnus is going to take Yggdrasil's Roots. We are going to give the Silver Ring over to Andrin, I'm thinking, to get some more resistance. And for Evelyn, we are going to give her... we'll give her the Old Horseshoe, I'm thinking. Or we go with the Lucky Paw. We'll go Lucky Paw because it'll get some Dispel going. Alright.
You find yourselves in front of the obelisk. After centuries of inactivity, it is now bursting with energy, and the runes engraved in stone grow brightly. As you read the runes aloud, the wall of the obelisk warps and distorts, creating several portals. The time has come to cross the obelisk. Where will you go?
We're going to go through the red portal this time. And yeah.
The group went across the obelisk and in an instant found themselves in another place, far from the Silenthia forest. One of the mysteries of the obelisk has just been revealed to them. In ancient times, the obelisk was used as a means of transportation, since reaching the land by road would take several days. They searched for signs that the princess or Lord Hanshek had been there, and found 2 pairs of footprints leading away from the area. The group looked to the horizon and saw that there was another obelisk in the area that was active. Undoubtedly, the princess and Lord Hanshek had something to do with the activity of the obelisks. The next destination of the group was clear.
Alright. Let us start with getting rid of all of our injuries, and then we will move on to what items we keep and what we remove. So, to start with, let us focus on Magnus's and Andrin's build. We're going to start with Magnus because he is the most important here. To start with, we're going to want Battle Shout. That is just going to be a good slow removal card. We're also going to want Entrench, naturally, which is going to give us a big buffer for everybody. And what else do we want? Let's see. What do we usually get staple-wise? Let's see. We'll leave everything else for now. We already got Barricade, so we don't need another. But we're probably going to definitely rely on Bleed, so that is why I got the Butchering Strike. Let's see. We could get Bleed out, but honestly, it's a bit too expensive for now, so we'll save it for later. We will definitely grab Provoke, though, I think. Unless we can figure something else out. Push Forward would be interesting. It would be an interesting buff that we could utilize. And we would gain 3 fast as a result. Or we just go for the one that buffs with 2, but it's fine. In fact, we'll ignore Push Forward for now. We'll get it for another time, perhaps, but not this time. Let's see. We're going to want Blood Feeding, obviously, because we're going to want healing after all. And that should be all we need, I think. Yeah, that should be all we need. We'll abstain from Blood Rage because we're not trying to bleed ourselves. And let's start by removing cards. Defense, not so important, but we'll definitely remove the Fast Strikes as much as I want to keep them. They have been helpful, but we've just got too many cards, to be honest. Defends, we are going to either replace with Intercepts or upgrade. I'm going to remove them in favor of the Intercepts, though. We can get way better block after all. Alright, so for the Intercepts, we're going to upgrade them to be more powerful. Or we go 0 cost. No, we'll make them more powerful, why not? At least for now. For this, we're going to upgrade to keep that card. We're going to upgrade this one to give us to reinforce every now and again. Battle Shout is similar in nature. We want that to give us vitality. Or we can reduce its cost to give us 2 points, I suppose. I don't know. Normally it gives us 1, but because of it being us, it's fine. I think we could do with the 2 cost Battle Shout. It gives us more powerful anyways, so all the more reason to upgrade it. Shield Charge will save away for now, but we're definitely getting the upgrade here, so we get Fortify. Okay, as for the Rens, we want to focus them on a specific monster. And now we can focus on Andrin, who is the next on our list. As for Andrin, because of his build, we want to focus on Bleed equally as much. So let us see what we can do here for him. Naturally, Sawtooth Knives seem to be the go-to, so we'll grab those. Aim Shot, no. What do we want? We want Puncture, I guess? Puncture or Rupture, one of the two. Puncture is a bit more bleed heavy. Rupture is a slow in addition. So we'll just grab 1 Puncture and we'll grab the... And we'll keep the 2 Ruptures for now. We will probably have to think of a way to burn them though. Let's see, Saw Blade is a good one. We'll grab one of those. And that leaves us with a pittance of material that we need. Or want, rather. Can we get ourselves a camouflage? No. We need to actually buy that later. Okay. That is something we'll buy later. Definitely. Alright, what else we got that we can afford? Not really much, can we? Yeah, nothing too special. Okay, I guess we're leave that. We will remove some cards before we go, though. because they are free after all. We're going to get rid of the slices in favor of the sawtooth knives. Let's see, what else do we need to remove? I guess we remove some of the aimed shots, because they're a bit too expensive for us. What else? I guess we upgrade now. Puncture's a bit too much, but we can upgrade a rupture if we wish. No, we're gonna upgrade celerity so we can get the speed up immediately. And then we can upgrade things later as we go. Alright, now for gear. What do we want? Shadow Cloak gives us a big boost to stealth, which will be pretty satisfying. Magic Tome's a good staple for Evelyn, so that'll probably be what she gets. Okay, so we'll get the Shadow Cloak here. We will give Evelyn the Magic Tome, so we can get more card draw going. Magnus is fine as he is, I think. War Drums, no. It's not like we use these either, so it's really Brigand Armor now. What do we want? I guess we give this to Magnus, actually, instead of getting card draw with our defense. There we go. Let us get rid of a rupture, because we don't need that many, and we'll get rid of an aim shot. There we go. We'll just have 2 sawtooth knives, I suppose. That'll work. And then, of course, there's Reginald, which I think it's just clean up duty here. We'll get rid of a heal, I suppose, and we'll get rid of the foresight here. Do we need another foresight here? Not really. It's already burning anyway, so we should be fine. Okay, I think we're good. Alright. Anything else we want to buy? Nope. Nada. We're good. Okay, what we're probably going to do is we're going to go either to the rare event here with the crane, or do we go Raider Patrol? I want to see the rare event with the crane, so we'll go there. We're going to take the bottommost path. Alright, burning weapons. Nope. Unless we want renew. Yeah, no. This damage is a bit too much. Alright, let us start with an enrage. We'll get a battle shout going for more powerful. Barricade, Captain Shout, and we will debuff the evoker here, and we'll throw down an intercept on Magnus to start with. Alright, Song of Celerity. Let us get... Oh, right, he had stealth, great. Rip my plan, I suppose. Alright, maneuver, aim shots. I guess, Hunter's Mark, Vigilance, Sawtooth Knife for bleed. Alright, Evelyn. Let's see. I guess we can discover some cards and go from there. Start with the Cold Spark, though. Alright, we've got Prismatic Field. I guess we'll do that. Now, do we want to just deal damage or use Winter Night Tail? Well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to use the Elemental Proliferation, then use it. So that way we get a Squall and, I guess, Frost Nova. There we go. Alright, Frost Nova, apply X. X equals your current Frost. I guess we'll do Frost Nova for now. There we go. Big damage. Frosty. Okay, Healing Rain is going to be good if we get Burn, but we don't have it yet, so we're going to go with Prayer of Healing. And we'll do some Foresight to start with. There we go. And Barrier we'll leave alone for now. Okie dokie. Okay, that leaves us with adrenaline. We'll do a deflect going through. Do another just to see what we get. Alright, let us do a saw blade then. Get rid of her block. There we go. Then we can get more bleed in. Let's get some card draw, see if we can get some more squall. Pretty easy though to do. Alright. End our turn, and now we've got Magnus, who will then throw down a Wolf Guard. He will then butcher the Evoker here, I suppose. We'll then Blood Feed if we need to, which we don't, so we'll just focus on the Evoker in the back. And Intercept for Andrin. There we go. Now we patiently wait. Let's see if we can get the kill shot. Alright, Evelyn, let's see. You've got Mana Gem, which will help. Let us do a Squall. Oh, we got Winter's Coming. Okay, good. That's nice. We can pull a Squall again, if we wish, via Cold Snap. So I'm probably going to do that instead. Let us pull a 0-cost Squall from our deck, or 1-cost even. In fact, I can pull both. Let's do that. Alright, let's do the Squalls. There we go. And that should get the Evoker to kill range, which will allow us to finish this on turn 3, I believe. Which will be nice in its own right. Alright. Now you're dead, and now we've got the Fire Imp and the Fire Brander, I suppose. Okay, let's reveal a hidden weapon. Good. We got the Sawtooth. We'll focus with Hunter's Mark. We'll get Sawblade going. A Sawtooth Knife, and a Rupture. That should get within kill range for the Firebrander. And everybody else is basically, you know, to the turn. You know how it be. Alright, let's heavy strike the... Nope, actually, Barricade, obviously. We'll then intercept with Andrin. Not that it's going to help much, but still. Better the less damage we take. Alright, now for Andrin, we're going to want to heal the heck out of him. So we'll start with a Spark of Life, if we can get him. There we go. We'll Detox, and hope that's enough, as Evelyn goes in for the kill. Alright, Icicle Barrage, and just huck Icicles at him, which is going to be our main mode of attack, I think. Okay, we've got Shatter. Nice. Deal 10 plus X, apply X. X equals your target's chill by half. Honestly, I think Shatter for all monsters is going to be the best. So we're going to grab that. We'll then cycle... Do we want Fortune Telling? Grant 1 Inspire, look up to 8 cards, vanish up to 3 of them. If I had a lot more cards that I don't need, I would, but no, I'm good. Okay, let's abstain from these. Do we need a Piercing Howl? No. Okay. Alright, to the banquet. You arrive at some kind of party. It seems that the cultists are organizing a banquet for the new members. They seem too drunk or immersed in a party to be bothered by your presence. You notice that some cultists are playing a drinking game. Maybe you can talk to them or join the game to extract useful information. I say crash the party. You draw your weapons and attack them. And because they're drunk and sick, they are not going to be dealing as much damage until things go awry. Or at least until 3 turns go by, but if we're lucky and we're good on our quick draw, then we should be fine. We'll focus on the Evoker, and we'll block with Magnus to start, and we'll go from there. But our block should be heckin' pog. Alright, Song of Celerity, Vigilance, Hidden Weapon to draw a Sawtooth, apparently. Get a slice off that with an aim shot. And we'll expert tracker Evelyn to clean as much of the deck as possible. We'll keep the ice barrage because goodness knows we're going to be using it. Alright, and let's see what we get. Ooh, double icicle barrage. Alright, mana gem as well. Let's do with the prismatic field, icicle barrage. We'll do another. Well, first let's use the icicles first. There we go. Get another icicle barrage going. Boop, boop, boop. And get a frostbolt going. Nice. Managed to get some nice frost off. Alright, we're going to activate a prayer protection immediately. Let us throw down a renew on Andrin. And foresight to back, I suppose. There we go. As they attempt to take us out. Well, it seems like they're not going to be doing all that good, but we'll see, we'll see. Alright, we can get some Rens, we can get some shield charges, we can get butchering. I think it's in our best interest to butcher the evoker going on. Because she does have AoE, I do believe. Yeah, Flame Strike, Kindle. There is Crazy Look, which is going to be fun, but I gotta focus on the more important AoE target, which is going to be annoying. Okay, we're going to go with Hunter's Mark, I do believe. Yep. Then we'll Sawtooth like crazy. There we go. She's now within bleed range. Now we can take the Rupture, Sawtooth, and Deflect. And Deflect. And Maneuver for later. Okay, now we got Magnus going ham. Or at least he's, you know, blocking all those blocks. He is no block now, which does suck, but that's fine. Alright, we can draw 2 cards from here. We can draw no AoEs though, which does suck. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no AoEs, which does suck. I mean, there is rain, but that's not going to do it. I guess we can do Winter is Coming, and then we can Cold Snap into Winter is Coming, and then do something else. Alright, let's do it. Elemental Proliferation, Winter is Coming. We'll then Cold Snap into a Winter is Coming, and I guess... Oh, we don't have enough mana, great. Okay, we're then going to want, I guess... We want a 0-cost card, so I guess Frostbolt is the best course here. Yeah. Alright, Winterbolt is going to focus on the one in the very front, which we strike with another free card. Alright, let's see what we get. Prayer of Healing is naturally going to be a choice. We'll get Healing Rain to get rid of the burn. Omen of Peril to draw another Healing Rain for future. We'll save that for later. Alright. That leaves us with a Deflect, an Adrenaline. We're going to want to, I guess, Rupture here. That'll bring him to Death's Door. We're going to get the Hunter's Mark on this dude to Puncture. We'll then Deflect, and we'll Sawtooth as well. There we go. That'll leave him within bleeding range, and because of the poison, it's going to help even more. Let us throw down a Battle Shout to get some more block, or more rage going. We'll throw down an Enrage to get more defend. We'll get the Wolf Guard and Intercept going. Oh, and I guess we'll deal some more damage with Blood Frenzy. Why not? Get some healing. Okay. Let's see, what else can we do here? I guess Anthem of Hope to start with. Then we get the Innervate on Evelyn, so she has a bit more mana. And now we wait. Alright, Evelyn, what do you got? You got Squall, you got Prismatic Fields. Well, if we use Prismatic Field, we're going to lose Squall. But we can deal more damage as a result, so... Let's do Prismatic Field. We will then use Rain, and we will follow up with Cold Spark and Water Jet. That will bring him to Death's Door. And that will basically be the KO, I think, for them. Except he will just outright heal, which is annoying. Well, you know what? It's fine. We'll just throw down the Hunter's Mark, and then we will Sawtooth for that kill, and now we just wait. Okay, he dies. He's going to die next. I hope. Yep. And now for the Firebrander is going to die this round. Yep. GG. Cool. That saves us some trouble. I think it's in our best interest to get as many shards as possible. Alright, Heat Wave do we need? Not really. We'll just get more shards and we will be on our merry way. We are going to keep to the bottommost area. We're not going to take Sacred Ground as much as I want to. And off we go. Let us see. What do we got? What do we got here? Ravagers are going crazy, naturally. Let us throw down a Rage. We're going to get a Battle Shout, so everybody gets more power. I think we go with the Butchering on the back. There we go. We'll then use an Intimidate, which I should have used earlier, but whatever. We'll just block, and we'll feed on the blood of that target. Off we go. Now we've got Andrin. Song of Celerity, naturally. Vigilance. We'll go with Hunter's Mark, and we'll go with the Saw Blade to start passing up bleed. Now for Evelyn. Let's see, what do we got? Alright, Mana Gem. Good. Let's see what we draw with Winter's Night Tail. Okay, we managed to get a Frost Nova. We've managed to get Ray of Frost if we wish to use it, or Icicle Barrage. Icicle Barrage will give us Icicles, which will give us 3 separate attacks. Which I guess is powerful, but we're going to grab the Ray of Frost this time. We're going to grab Rain. We're going to use Elemental Proliferation for Frost Nova. We'll then use the Ray of Frost on the Evoker, bring her to Death's Door. We'll then strike the Fiend. And I guess follow up with a final Shatter, because damage. Now, for this we're going to want Anthem of Hope. We'll then use a Prayer of Healing to get everybody healed up. And Foresight on this one. There we go. Now we wait patiently. There it goes. The first one's dead. Now we gotta wait for the other 3. Our next focus is probably going to be the Fiend before we focus on the Ravager in front. So what we're going to do is we're going to maneuver. We'll puncture. Get some card draw going. We're going to get a Hidden Weapon, which is Sawtooth. We'll then focus on this one, I suppose. We'll get a Rupture going. Get some Deflects going. Get some Adrenaline. Deflect. Card draw. Oh, okay, we suffer exhaust anytime we do that, which does suck. Whatever. Okay, so we can exhaust our deck, which basically means we can't cycle through our deck constantly, which does suck. But that's fine. Okay, this guy is basically on Death's Door now. We'll get a Barricade going. We'll get Wolfguard. We'll Captain's Howl, and just to be safe, we'll get some more defenses on Magnus for this occasion. Just to make sure we don't die. And now we wait. Okay, for this we're going to want Prismatic Field. We'll get some Rain. Do we have anything in Cold Snap for use? No. Nothing good for it anyways. We could use Transmission, I suppose. That would give us a reason to heal, but Frostbolt though. No, we're gonna get Transmission to give to Evelyn, so she got more mana. Now we can focus on the Fiend. And then, of course, we got Reginald going, so all the more reason. Okay, Reginald, we want you to get Healing Rain, get rid of our bleed issue. We're going to use the Prayer Protection buffed version. There we go. Then we will heal with normal heal. We'll then detox, just to make sure we get rid of the bleed. Because it never hurts. Alright, the Fiend is now at death's door. Good. We can now focus on this one. Let us use the Saw Blade to bounce. There we go. And Sawtooth Blade. Boom. Alright, now it's Magnus's turn. We're going to, obviously, Battle Shout. That'll give us even more powerful. Which only makes us more strong. Alright, we wait for the fiery boil, and off we go. Big deeps, big damage. Alright, we're gonna innervate Evelyn, give her even more mana to work with. We're gonna heal Magnus, Divine Grace Andrin, and Focus Heal just in case. But we honestly don't need it because I think we're gonna kill with Evelyn at this point. Yep, with the Icicles it's basically guaranteed. Boom. Done and done. Okay, let's see. We've got Rens, we've got multi-shots. I do believe multi-shot goes into a bleed, so we're actually going to take multi-shot. I think... Hold on, let me check the traits. Let's see. We can make ranged attacks cheaper, or we can go with melee attacks. I think we're going to go with melee attacks specifically. Because we not only refund energy, but we also gain one powerful, which is something we stack constantly. So let's not grab multi-shot this time around. Alright, we're just going to get more shards and shards and shards. Alright. The Obsidian Shipment. You arrive at the place with a mechanical crane and see there's a group of cultists unloading a shipment of supplies and common items. When they finish, the cultists begin loading the crane with magic shards and obsidian ingots. You assume that this is how the cultists in the area survive, trading supplies for obsidian mined in the volcano. They haven't finished loading the crane yet. It might be a good time to ambush them and take all the loot. Let's go for it. Fuck it. YOLO! No ambush. You try to hide, but a little fiend sees you and raises the alarm. You have no choice but to go out in the open and defend yourselves. When you finish the fight, you will collect the magical shards, some supplies, and you also take a few of those obsidian ingots, as they seem to be quite valuable for forging items. Of course, we're going to have to fight them for it, though, so, yeah. Unfortunate, but I think those obsidian ingots are actually going to help us get a pet. I have no inkling to assume that, but I'm assuming it is the case. So we're going to use those ingots for something, I'm sure. Alright, let us enrage. Then let's battle shout. Barricade. We'll wolf guard. We will then intimidate the pyromancer. And I guess rend the pyromancer in that turn. There we go. And now, vigilance. Song of Celerity. We'll then hunter's mark in the back for double sawtooth action. There we go. Now the pyromancer goes. Deals a ton of heat to everybody. Because, yeah, I suppose that's a thing. Ah, perfect. We got Squall. Lucky. But before that, we're going to use Winter Night Tail to get ourselves a Frost Nova. And I guess a Shatter would be nice? Yeah, let's grab a Shatter. Why not? Then we can get Elemental Proliferation. We'll then do a Frost Nova. And we now have two Shadows that we can use, but we're not going to in favor of using Squall. Because, why not? More frosty action. Okay, for this we're going to want Prayer Protection, Anthem of Hope, and we will do a Flash Heal on Magnus. And I guess Foresight on the Imp here and Focus Heal, just for next time. Now for the big buffer. Okay. Let's go with the Captain's Howl. We're then going to go for the Butchering. And the Blood Feeding to get him within death range. There we go. Now for Andrin. We will double down on the Deflects, so we get some draw. We got the Saw Blade, so we can get the hidden weapon on this. We will then use, I guess, Saw Blade on the one here in the middle? Or, no, look, we're going to focus on the front guy. Then we'll Rupture. We'll go with the Maneuver and Aim Shot to see if we get anything. We got Adrenaline, which is enough for us to Sawtooth this boy. And there we go. Alright. Let's hope the Pyromancer dies from this. Oh, he's gonna Pyroblast somebody though. Oh dear. Let's hope that isn't going to kill us, but honestly I should probably take him out right now. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to Rain. We are going to... Ooh, we can Ice Barrage. No, we're going to Winter's Coming. Take out most of them. Then take out this dude here. And we'll take out this dude with more damage. And there we go. We will then try and purify the burn that we're suffering, but... hard to say. Yeah, no, we'll get the Omen of Peril going for another Healing Rain. And we will heal and detox. And I guess heal again. There we go. We'll save the Healing Rain for later. Just in case we get another set of burn, which is probably going to be obviously true. Okay, we're going to start focusing on the Fiend now. We'll get some Deflects going. And we will Saw Blade the one in the back. And there we go. Alright, time for Magnus. We're going to go both with Battle Shout, and then we'll Intercept, and off we go to the races. And of course Reginald goes in for the kill, because why not? We'll get everybody an AoE heal, and off we go. Okay, we're going to swiftly get the Ice Barrage. We'll get a Mana Gem going. We'll then Cold Spark it. Rain. Then Icicle. 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 And off we go. Nice. Honestly, if we can get more of the Icicles, I think that's for the best. If we can't, I'm fine with it, but otherwise we're going to want Saw Blades and all that jazz. We're going to need a lot, basically. We're going to keep the Vitalize, and we will keep everything else from there. There we go. And we managed to get Obsidian Ingots. And they can be forged into something interesting. I think this is for the very last situation, or the very last fight. Or rather, the fourth act, but I'm not entirely certain. I'm just predicting at this point. Let us forge. Why not? Let's see if we can find something. Fail. Rip. Oh well. Found a few shards, but that's fine. Cultist Camp. We're definitely not using Thorn Proliferation here. Absolutely not. You can't make me. If we were stronger, I'd consider it, but we aren't currently. We aren't doing enough to consider it a win. Alright, let's start off with Entrench, and then we'll go Wolf Guard, Wolf Howl, Intimidate, and off we go. Okay, Andrin is currently stealthed, so we should take advantage of that by doing a Sawtooth Knife? No, an Aim Shot. We'll then Vigilance, Song of Celerity, Hunter's Mark, and Strike. Here we go. Now for Evelyn. Okay, we're going to want Winter's Knight's Tail. Let's get a Frost Nova and a... what else can we grab? I guess Elemental Bolt is a pretty good one. Elemental Proliferation. We'll go with Cold Spark. We can go with a Prismatic Field to increase our damage, which is good. We'll do Frost Nova and Elemental Bolt, respectively. There we go. And of course, Reginald goes next, which we will use to do Prayer Protection, Anthem of Hope, Foresight, and a Flash Heal. There we go. No need for healing rain this time. And now we wait. Alright then. That leaves us with a ton of saw blades, which is going to be good. I think we can get away with it. We can also use the hidden weapon to get another sawtooth knife for free. Let us use maneuver. Let's saw blade it up. There we go. We'll do a deflect to get more draw. We'll get adrenaline going. We'll do a sawtooth knife. And then we will saw blade the fiend here. There we go. And I guess we can throw down a puncture, because more bleed. And now we wait. Let us get Magnus ready. We will first follow up with an enrage. We will then heavy strike for big damage deeps. We will then follow up with a barricade, because we need block. And we'll go from there. Alright, Magnus is going for the big blocks, which is good. And now we've only got 2 Ravagers to clear out, which is pretty easy enough. I mean, it's just a mana gem, some Icicle Barrage going forward, some rain. I think we just need to Squall and... Well, Squall will take up too much mana, so... What we'll do is we'll do a Water Jet on one of them, focusing on them. We'll Icicle all the way. Okay, Ice Lance, I guess, and then Winter is coming. There we go. And now we just got this Ravager to deal with, which shouldn't be too hard to deal with, to be honest. Let's get Prayer Healing, and off we go to take out the Ravager. It shouldn't be too hard to deal with him. I mean, it's just a... Oh, right. My bad. Meant to do something else instead of Hunter's Mark, but okay. I guess we gotta face the thunder now. Okay, we go with Butchering. That'll deal some significant damage, and when it comes our turn, we should be fine. Well, assuming it even reaches his turn, that is. Get Vitalize, we'll get Barrier. Focus Heal for later. There we go. Now for Evelyn, let's see. I guess we go Cold Snap here. That way we can get ourselves a Winter is Coming and Squall freely. And I guess we do a Icicle Barrage here. There we go. Didn't even really need it, but we'll do it anyways. There we go. Done. Okay, cool. Alright, we've got Chain Heal, which we can use. Condemnation. We're gonna get Chain Heal. We'll get some shards. We're definitely grabbing Camouflage. That is an immediate grab, because we have been planning to use it for a while. And for the rest, we will just get shards. And now we level up before the big fight. Alright. We can either get Offensive Mastery or Defensive Mastery. It basically means we reduce the attack damage or attack card's cost or the damage card cost, defense card cost by 1. So we're gonna go with Defense Mastery because that's a normal thing we do. For Andrin, we're going with Momentum to where we can refund 1 energy and gain 1 powerful every time we use a melee attack. Ranged attack is basically we reduce the cost of ranged attack cards. So we're going to go Momentum. For Evelyn, we've got a choice between gaining Powerful with fire spells, Block with cold spells, or Dispel with lightning. I'm going to go with the Amplifier because we want as much chill as possible to slow them down as fast as possible. And naturally, we're going to go with Healing Surge, which when we play a healing card that costs energy, we refund 1 energy and grant a Bless to the most damaged hero. Which is going to be nice, because I think we actually get benefits from Bless specifically. Now for the Burning Hands. You enter the cultist's main base, where you meet their High Counselor Urkel.
along with a few cultists waiting for his order to attack you. You notice that Urkel is carrying the staff that the old man asked you to retrieve. You have entered their base and killed many cultists along the way to get here, so there is no chance of leaving without a fight. What are you going to do? Alright. We're going to get the staff for him, and we are going to go take out Urkel as soon as we can. And now, let us hope we can handle this fight. We should be able to be honest, but we'll see. Alright, let's go Captain's Howl. We're going to need to heavy strike the Pyromancer here. We'll Enrage to get more mana. We'll Wolfguard. We will then Butcher for big amounts of bleed on the Pyromancer there. And off we go to the next character. Okay, for this we are going to want... Oh, we are not stealthed, so that defeats the purpose there. We can deflect and get some saw blades though, so we're going to do as much as we can possibly do here. We'll get Vigilance, Song of Celerity. We'll get the saw blades going. Get another Sawtooth on him. And we're getting massive amounts of bleed on the Pyromancer, which is good. Okay, for this we're going to activate... Yeah, we're going to activate Rain. We're going to activate Icicle Barrage. We'll get Elemental Proliferation now. We'll get another Icicle Barrage, I guess. There we go. Icicle, Icicle, Icicle. More, and Ice Lance there. There we go. Big amounts of slow. Crazy amounts, no less. Okay, we're gonna need to save the recovery for later, so we're gonna innervate Evelyn for now. We'll get Flash Healing going, and Prayer Protection. We'll get another heal, Foresight, and we will save the Healing Rain for a... Well, no, we'll use it. So that way we can get the special Pro card that will allow us to redraw the deck from redraw the card from our Vanish deck, which will be equally as important. And now we wait for every minion to go first. Okay, for this we are going to want to Battle Shout. We're going to Barricade, going to Intercept. We are going to intimidate Urkel, specifically. Oh, it seems they've managed to get rid of my cold, which is not good. But that's fine. We'll just enrage them even more with more powerful damage. Okay, we're going to want Adrenaline. We're going to Deflect. Let's get a maneuver going to clear out you. We'll then follow up with Camouflage for a Sawtooth attack against you. Hunter's Mark just for extra effort. And Expert Tracker, I suppose, on Evelyn. Let's see. We're going to get rid of Water Jets, Shatter. We'll keep Prismatic Field, though, in favor of her using it to increase her power. Because powerful is OP, obviously. Okay, we're suffering severe burn now. That's not good. Good thing we have Omen of Peril, which we can draw a Healing Rain from to get rid of all of that burn. Alright, let us renew. Anthem of Hope. Let's get a heal going, and we'll get a focus heal for later. And now it's time for Evelyn. Okay, we're going to want to start with Prismatic Field. We're going to get Squall going. Throw down a Mana Gem. Let's see, what do we got? We've got Winter's Coming and Squall, so we'll get those out. Get those two AoEs out for us. Now we can apply Wet to be Cold, 3 times as much in that manner. We'll Cold Spark you. We'll start with Squall, Winter's Coming, Rain, and we'll Transmission for Evelyn to get her more mana. And now, we're ready to start focusing down on Urkel, who I will first start with Deflects here, then go with the Hunter's Mark. We'll Sawtooth, we will Puncture, and we'll Sawtooth. Off we go.
Oh, right, we get more powerful the more we do. More attacks we do, so... First we entrench, then we'll intercept and go from there. Alright, time for Reginald to go ham. We'll get healing. We'll get some vitalize going for Andrin. We'll get some purification from Divine Grace later. For now, though, we'll save it. Just in case we run into a massive bleed problem like we did before. Okay, we do another prismatic field to get some more powerful. And I think we do geyser here. To convert all of that cold into wet. There we go. Ah, great. A volatile imp, great. Ah, you have another fiery coat, and you going immediately for the meteorite, great. Alright, let's go for this. We're gonna go Hunter's Mark for Saw Blade. There we go. Big damage. Big deeps. Off we go. Now for Magnus, let's see. We've got Butchering, so we're gonna immediately do that. Unless we want to block. Yeah, we should be fine. Let's go with the Butchering. We need the damage after all. And off we go. Hopefully with this we can take out Urkel though, so that's good. Ah, the 10 powerful. That's nasty. Too bad it is not enough to save you. Alright, let's get barrier to Evelyn. And I guess we will Divine Grace who... we should be fine. We can hold off on Divine Grace for now. And now it's finally time for Evelyn, who will now use Squall to take out everybody else. Done. Alright, that leaves us with a ton of cards to utilize. If we can make the prescription a cost 2 and vanish, I'm gonna grab it. Yeah, let's grab prescription. Hold on, let's see, what other cards do we have access to? Pandemonium, expected yeah, let's grab prescription, we'll upgrade that for later. The Encyclopedia. Discover 6 and shuffle 2 in your deck. Costs reduced by 3. I mean, it's alright. I'm not going to grab it, though. Icy Veins, no. We'll just get more shards. Far Shots, it's a bit too costly, and it's a ranged attack, so no. Push Forward. No. No.
With the death of Urkel, there is no one left to lead the cult of the Burning Hand. After your passage through Vel'Karath, decimating their ranks and the death of their leader, the few remaining cultists flee, and the cult is dissolved. Now you can take a little break and loot what's left at its base. In addition to the staff the old man wanted at the base, you find a large chest with gold and many objects that the cultists used. You honored the promise you made to the old man at the bridge. From now on, he can join other groups of adventurers, which is good.
Okay, we've got Hellblade, which applies 1 mark every attack we do. We've got Ring of Fire. We've got Frozen Orb, which applies 2 chill and 2 cold, which is pretty good. So I'm probably going to grab that. We've got the Orb of Storms, which we don't actually use, so we're going to abstain from that. But we will grab the Hellblade in favor of anything else because Andrin needs it. So we're going to gather that for him. The Health Potion, while nice, is not something we're going to use. The Ring slot, I guess we can give to Reginald because he does use block charges. He doesn't use the Fortify though, but that's fine. Okay, and that just leaves Magnus, who we don't really need to give anything, so we'll just get him gold. I'm much a fan of the regeneration anyways, so...
Alright, you arrive at the stone ruins where the 3 different groups of elementals try to activate and take control of a statue that is at the center. They appear to be deadlocked, and none of the groups manages to gain ground from the other. Perhaps helping one of them could break the deadlock, and the winner could thank you in some way. Who do you want to help?
We shall help the... Let's help the lava elementals this time, I suppose. Why not? So long, stone and obsidian, let's take you out. Let us enrage. Let us wolfguard. We will then, I guess, butcher, starting at you, I suppose. There we go. We will rend. And we will intercept and go from there. Alright, we are going to throw down a sawtooth knife attack. We will then vigilance, Song of Celerity, deflect. Oh. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, no, that's very weird. Whatever. Alright, let's camouflage and sawtooth knife again. Yeah, no, the screen glitched out like crazy for me. I'm not sure why, but whatever. That's just how it be, I suppose. Isn't it? Okay, let us mana gem. We are going to ice barrage for icicles. We can't do a cold snap just yet, but we can transmission if we so desire. Well, I mean, I guess we can cold snap, but it's not going to be as useful, so we'll just give the boost to Reginald and go from there. We'll save the mana, basically. Okay, from here, we're going to use Anthem of Hope. Do we need Prayer of Healing? It'll give us some regeneration, which would help. We'll use Foresight at least, and I guess we'll Prayer of Healing, why not? We'll save the Omen and Prayer for later. Almost done. Okay. Okay, for this we're going to deflect. We are going to use Hidden Weapon to get us a Saw Blade. Nice. Quickly just toss those. Use all of them if we can. And we will puncture the back monster. And because we have Hunter's Mark, we'll just go for that. There we go. Now, we go with the Entrench. We will use a Captain's Howl. We will intercept and intimidate the back line. Off we go. That leaves Evelyn, and now we can start throwing out more cold spells. We'll start with Cold Spark to get you closer to death. We'll then use, I guess, Winter's Night's Tail to see if we can find anything nice. We'll grab Winter is Coming, and we'll grab Ray of Frost, I think. Yeah, this will be 1, this will be 2, 3, so this will be 3, so we got 4, 5. Or we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we need a 0 cost, so we'll go with Water Bolts. That way we can then use Squall in addition. So we'll do Squall to start with. There we go. We will then use Winter is Coming. We'll follow up with an Icicle Barrage. We'll then use the Icicles to start with, see what we target. And then we'll Water Jet the last one in the back. There we go. Simple enough. And now we go with Reginald, who is going to throw down a Prayer Protection. We will then use a Prescription to see if we find anything nice. We've got Greater Heal, I suppose, but it is a burn, I suppose, so we'll keep that for now. And we will Flash Heal real quick for Andrin. Apparently we draw the Greater Heal immediately, but we're going to give Evelyn the heal of a barrier. And go from there. And now we wait. Okay, we're going to deflect. We're going to get more adrenaline going. Deflect. Okay, we're going to start with a Rupture. Get us some more mana. Maneuver for a Sawtooth Knife at the back here. We'll go Hunter's Mark, and I guess Aim Shot for back there. Done. Now we wait for Magnus, who is going to throw down an immediate Battle Shout. We're going to get an Intercept going, and be done from there, I suppose. And Reginald will go in with heals, obviously, so prayer protection, obviously. We'll get an Innervate for Evelyn, I suppose, focus heal, and let us get some Divine Grace to get rid of those cracks. Oh, and we got some Bless, so that's nice. Okay, let's throw down a Prismatic Field, get some more rain going, and let us Frostbolt the one in front, I guess. Get some big deeps there. And the slow is really helping, so that's going to be nice. Of course, we're going to have to take out the Stone Elemental, though. Oh yeah, no, they seem to be curing the cold, which is not annoying, but whatever. Okay, we should be able to get a Sawtooth Blade at 1 cost. So we can do a Puncture, and then we can follow up with a Saw Blade. I guess we'll do Expert Tracker. Let's get rid of Geyser, we'll get rid of Transmission, and go from there. Off we go. Okay. Let us get a Barricade. Let us get some Butchering going. Alright, that leaves us with Reginald next. Hopefully we can take these guys out swiftly. But honestly, the more we go, these guys are just tanky. I think that's just a gimmick here. Alright, let's get a Renew going. There we go. Flash Heal will be fine. Alright. Now for Evelyn. Maybe we can get some powerful AoE going. Let's see. Geyser. We got Winter is coming. I guess we'll do that. And we got Elemental Proliferation for later. Don't need to use it now. Okay, now we're at 2. Let us start with the Puncture, I suppose. That'll give us 2. Then we'll do Rupture. That'll give us 1. Deflect to see if we get 1. Okay. Hunter's Mark. Okay. Hopefully we get some big deeps. Let's see. Butchering. Naturally. Alright, Intercept. And Intercept. There we go. This is probably when we're going to lose all our blocks, so that sucks, but that is just how it be. We're going to get some more mana to Magnus. And I guess we can Healing Rain at this point. It's no big deal. And for Evelyn, well, she just kills that guy, so that leaves us with one more individual. So we're going to Prismatic, I think? Yeah, we're going to Prismatic, so we can get Water Jets and Ice Lance. Done. Now we just need to take out this dude. Should be too hard. Should be able to finish him this round, I believe. Yeah, just Rupture, Sawtooth, Sawtooth. Done. Cool. That leaves us with interesting items. We've got Ground Slam, which will increase vulnerable. Shake It Off dispels 2. We got one that reduces healing received. Yeah, we'll get Shards. Explosive Shot? No, we'll get Shards. Heat Wave is nice, but not needed. Okay, Prescription is basically the same as what we want to do with the other one. We'll keep it as a burn, though.
The elemental brawl is over, and only one of the groups you helped came out victorious. The rest of elementals leave, and the winner prepare to activate the statue to claim the place as their own. Suddenly, you notice how the statue changes and transforms into something resembling an altar. You can use the altar to make offerings now.
With a 30% discount, no less. Nice. Okay, so we can upgrade here, which is good. We want to upgrade the prescriptions to be vanishes, specifically. We'll leave the Innervate for now. Let's see, do we want the Renews upgraded in particular? I guess we'll upgrade the Vitalities to be a burn, naturally. Chain Heal we'll leave as a 3 cost. Do we want to upgrade those? No. Let's leave that alone. We can upgrade the Saw Blades, though, if we wish. Let's see, do we want 2 costs or 1 costs? Let's upgrade the Rupture and Puncture to be monster targets. Aim Shot we're probably going to get rid of soon. Vigilance, we want to burn. Sawtooth, we want to make 1 cost and keep 1 cost, preferably. Hunter's Mark, we're going to burn. Camouflage, we want to keep instead. The Deflects, we're going to keep as just stronger cards. Saw Blades, we will upgrade, I think, to be 3 cost, I think. Because why not? Let's have stronger bleed, I suppose, right? Shield Charge, we want to upgrade to be stronger, so we're going to do that. Leave Aim Shot. Let's see. What else we got? We got Icicle Barrage, which we can upgrade to a yellow. Shatter, we want to be all monsters, specifically. Transmission, we want to upgrade to a 1 cost. Ice Lance, we want to burn, I suppose, for now. And that leaves us with 70 shards. Okay, let's do it. Now to the Volcano Summit. Empower. All damage +1 every round. Gain 4 powerful. Each hero will be able to remove 1 card from their deck or more golden shards. It's only 1 damage and 20% damage, isn't it? And it's everybody getting this powerful buff, don't we? No, it's just them, it seems. Great. Alright, let's get Entrench. Let us grab Intercept. Let's grab Intimidate for Lava Elementals. I mean, I'm hoping I get it, but I don't think I am, which is annoying. Okay, for this we want Hidden Weapon. We will Sawtooth this one. Vigilance. Song of Celerity. Hunter's Mark. Camouflage. Strike. The Power of Sharp. OP. Okay, for this we're going to want Prismatic Field. We're then going to Cold Spark. We will then... I guess Winter is coming. Off we go. And we can reduce the Winter is coming cost down by 2 to make it a 1 cost, but no. We're just going to use the Water Jet. So that way we get damage out. Okay, we're going to use Prescription to draw something. We'll get a Vitalize, I suppose. We'll then do a Foresight, Flash Heal, and be done with our turn for now. No healing, but that's fine. We'll live. Now we wait for Magnus. Ah, Magnus is in pain. And of course they get more powerful, and we don't. Great. So this Empower is really nasty when you think about it. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna do Maneuver. We're going to throw down Saw Blades at the back and go from there. Okay, we're going to puncture the one in the back. Get some more Adrenaline going. We're gonna Rupture as well. Get some Deflect going. Even more. We are unable to use the Saw Blades, so we can only go with Aim Shot. We'll then Expert Tracker in favor of... do we get rid of Squall? I guess we do. We want to keep the Winter book, though, so, yeah. We'll go from there. At the very least, we can do a prep round for Evelyn, at least, so that'll be a plus. Okay, we're going to do Enrage. We'll do Wolf Guard, Captain's Howl, Barricade, a Intercept for big damage, and Bonk for the Obsidian Elemental. Now for Evelyn. Let's see. Well, she's naturally got 2 transmissions, so that is something. We're going to do a Rain to start with. Let's see. Do we use Winter's Night Tail, or do we go for the transmission play? Let's go with the transmission. As much as I like, you know, as much as I want to, I think the mana is more important here for Evelyn. At the very least, at round 3, she can go ham with whatever she wants to use. So, all the more reason to get it, right? Okay, we're gonna Vitalize Magnus. Do it again. We're gonna heal him as well. We'll throw down Prescription to throw down a Desperate Prayer, I suppose. We'll save on the Omen Prayer. And we will wait. Okay, now for Magnus. Let's see, what do you got, buddy? Ah, you've got Entrench again. We'll do that immediately, and we'll end your turn immediately after. But that is because the block is OP. And now for the Obsidian Elemental. I guess we could do Desperate Prayer on somebody. I guess I'll give that to Reginald. We will then do Healing Rain to get rid of the burn. Healing Rain, Anthem of Hope. Okay, Barrier. We don't need it, so we'll be good. There we go. Now to target the Obsidian Elemental, but not before we go ham with the Icicles. So Elemental Proliferation, Rain. We'll get a Mana Gem going. Alright. 6 cards worth of Icicle and a Water Jet. I guess we'll start with the Icicles and see what happens. Okay. You're basically dead. And we will strike... Well, hold on. Where are you dying from? You're dying from burn, I think? Yep, you're dying from burn. So burn will kill you immediately. So we can focus on the other Obsidian Elemental now. Who is going to be suffering a lot, I suspect. Okay, we're going to throw down a Deflect. Let's see what we get. Nothing too special. Okay, we can get a 0 cost on the Sawtooth. Camouflage. Sawtooth. There we go. Big damage. And now we target the Obsidian Elemental with as much stuff as we can. Alright, Puncture and Sawtooth. Deflects, nothing. Okay. Good. And now, we are left with a ton of stuff. We're given another prescription if we wish to take it, which we're not. We only need 2 for this. Dark Ritual, it is a good staple card for casters, so we're going to grab that for mana. Camouflage we can grab again, if we want to. I'm probably going to upgrade it to be the yellow one, though, for card draw. And we'll just get shards, and we'll keep going. And what we're probably going to do is we're going to wrap it up by finishing off the Elemental Lord, and hoping that's enough.
You reach the summit of the volcano, and the obelisk of Velkarath is a few meters in front of you, across the rocky path in lava. When you take a few steps on the path, a giant lava elemental appears. It is the Elemental Lord. Igno, the Elemental Lord, seems to be guarding the path to the obelisk and does not attack you immediately. When you retreat, he plunges back into the lava. If you want to advance, you'll have to face him. As you enter the rocky path, Igno reappears, and you get a small movement bonus. The fight begins.
Alright, let's do it. Let's kick his butt. We'll start with an Entrench, we'll go with a Battle Shout, and then we'll Cactan's Howl, Intercept, and off we begin. Okay, we're probably not going to get past this Magma Spike, but we'll try our best. Okay, we got no attack, so we're going to have to Hidden Weapon anyways. Alright, let's Vigilance, let us Song of Celerity. Okay, we're going to Camouflage here to get a... Let's use the 3 cost, so go there. Alright. That'll have to do. I really should have bounced it here to here to here, but whatever. Alright, let's do a Rain. Let's do Prismatic Field to get a buffer. We're going to then throw down... let's see. We can do Cold to Wet, but not Wet to Cold, so we're going to do Cold and Wet here for big damage. We're going to make him slow as heck. That's the plan anyways. Okay, Foresight. Barrier. We're going to give a barrier to nobody because we want to focus on prep. We'll get the heal though, prepped. Okay, Ash of Storm is given to everybody, so that's fine. And now, of course, we're dealing with Magma Spikes. Great. Okay, we'll start with a Barricade. We won't be able to bypass them, but we can get the Butchering to get bleeding across, I suppose. At that point, though, I'm going to go with Andrin to do that. Rather, I'd focus on Ignino first. So that way, Andrin can get the bleed off on these two, or try to, and go from there. Alright, there's bleed. We'll get bleed on you. Get deflect going for a rupture. And then we'll cycle through here. Let's see, we've got Squall, which we don't need. We'll keep the Icicle Barrage. I will ditch the Rain for now and go from there. Alright, this should be enough. The poison should kill. Yep. Or the bleed, I should say, specifically. Yeah, the bleed just bypasses and we're good to go. Alright, now we can go with the Icicle Barrage combo. So we're going to start with Elemental Proliferation, Mana Gem, start spamming the Icicle Barrage, and throw in as many as we can. Off we go. Oh, that's some big frost. Jeez. Alright, what else do we got? We've got Cold Snap, which can draw from our draw pile. Do we go Geyser, or do we go Squall? Well, we can get two. We can go with, let's get Geyser, and let's get another Frostbolt, because those are going to deal the most damage. So we're going to do a Water Jet, a Frostbolt, and then we're going to Geyser it up. There we go. For 74 wets. Good gravy. He is not going to be getting a lot of burn, that's for sure. Well, he's trying to heal, but we're going to take him out really quick at this rate. Okay, we're going to want a Flash Heal for Reginald. Oh, I should have used Prayer Healing, but whatever. Prayer Protection, Healing Rain, and we're going to innervate Evelyn, naturally, because she is the one who's going to be dealing the most damage, as you could probably see. Okay, Hunter's Mark, Maneuver, we'll deflect, we'll get some more mana, and Sawtooth for another card, and we got Sawblade, which, it's alright. Okay, what we got here? Alright, we can Shield Charge, which will give 82 damage, but before that, we're going to Intimidate. We are going to Intercept for extra damage, and now we will deal 100 damage to him with Slow. Oh, of course, we're going to need more Chill, but that's a given, so we'll have to wait on that, but that's besides the point. We will get a Renew on Magnus for extra regen. And we will Prescription, see if we get anything. We got Healing Rain, so we'll grab that. Actually, no, we'll get the Chain Heal for later. Because that is big heals. And 152 damage, jeez. Okay, I guess that rocks. The wet, though, does stack, so that I can see why. Yeah, no, we need more Icicle Barrages. Like, that's crazy powerful. Okay, Garden of Thorns, no. We'll just grab Shards all the way through, except for Shadow Step. That is a good staple card for us. Yeah, we'll grab Shadow Step, we'll get Shards, and we will be good. Okay.
You defeated Ignino, the Elemental Lord. A large golden chest appears from Ignino's remains. Now the rocky path in the lava is clear, and nothing stands between you and the obelisk. You can continue your journey.
As for what we're going to immediately grab the Volcanic Axe, I suppose. Venom Amulet. Well, actually, hold on. Let's restart. Do we want more... let's see. Let's see. Do we want to deal fire damage? Not really, because it's going to bypass the cold. What we can do, actually, is get the discount, so we'll give Evelyn the Royal Coin. Magnus, we're gonna let you keep everything except for... I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. I guess we'll give you the axe, why not? Do we need Ignino's core? Not really. Let's get the Gloves of Agility, maybe? Let's give the Gloves of Agility to Reginald, and we'll abstain from everything else, I suppose. I think, yeah. We're not using poison after all, and honestly, I don't exactly want to grab the heat assimilation or overheat, so you'll just get gold. You are in front of the obelisk. Like the Sylvie obelisk, the One is also activated and brimming with energy. As you did before, you read the obelisk runes aloud. The obelisk wall warps and distorts, creating a new set of portals. Which portal do you want to cross? We're going to the blue portal. The group crossed through the second obelisk, and as before, found a more recent trail to the princess and Lord Hanshek. They remembered that the Queen of Sylvie, known for her great magical power, also disappeared a few years ago. Could the princess have inherited those powers? And is Lord Hanshek taking advantage of this? They had too many questions to turn back now. They must reach Lord Hanshek at all costs. In the area, they were not surprised to see how there was an active obelisk on the horizon. This time, the group had a feeling that if they hurried, they might be able to catch up. Alright, so for what we're going to be doing, I think it's in our best interest to ignore the exiled here. We're going to go to the depleted Guardian pathway and get that achievement done. Well, actually, we don't necessarily need to do that because we did complete our honorable quest. So we can go literally anywhere we wish. But I digress. I'm going to end it here. What we're going to be doing next stream is what we're probably going to do next is we're going to go through to deal with the dragon, obviously. I'm probably going to take the southern path because I'm curious what's down there. But that is about it. So I'm probably going to take the southern path. I'm going to see what we can find down here. We're probably going to go through the wall crack and see where it leads us, ultimately. I'm not sure if this is going to be a shortcut or not, but we'll see. We'll see. But I digress. For those of you on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification if you want to see more of my stuff. I stream daily, so if you want to catch my streams, you can catch me 3 to 7 MST time. If you want to check out my Twitch, you can either check out my YouTube link, which is twitch.com, or rather my Twitch link, twitch.tv/FYIPon. Alternatively, there are 2 other options. You can either check out the description down below, where you will find a link to my Twitch, or you can check my main channel page, which will have a link to Twitch directly for you. Any of those 3 options work, so it's really up to you. For those of you on Twitch, or those of you from YouTube coming from Twitch, welcome. I appreciate you coming here. The support's always appreciated. If you want to help me out on Twitch, the best way you can do so is give me, provide me follows. In the bottom left corner, as you can see, there's already like 27 to 30 people there. The more follows I have, the more content I can give you guys. Mainly in, once I hit 50 followers and I'm able to get 3 concurrent viewers, I can get myself affiliate status and provide you guys even more content to look forward to. But yeah. If you want to go to my YouTube channel, for those of you on Twitch, the best way to do so is either scroll down from the Twitch stream, and you should be able to see a YouTube picture. Just click that, and it will take you directly to my YouTube channel. Alternatively, you can either search me up at FYMyPawn at youtube.com, or you can go down into the link below in the description if you're watching the VODs. Watching them on your own time. So, all of those are optional. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I will be saying this, I will be streaming again today, or at least that's the plan. It's probably not going to be for a while, but I'll just stream randomly at some point in time. Probably going to be a late stream, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.